Hey.
Still almost wasn't enough time for me because I had to refresh Facebook to get the
Oh no.
to get it to show up that we were live. I was like, what the hell? Okay. So, good deal.
Still works relatively smoothly.
Yeah. So, welcome everybody to another special edition of Metalheads Unite. I don't think we're ever going to get back to a originally, I guess, production.
Our regularly scheduled program. Yeah,
Yeah.
this may be just hell. This may not be we may not be able to call this special editions of the Metalhead
Right.
podcast for too much longer because this is
Yeah.
what is this, week 5 in a row with a special
Yep.
guest?
And we still got 2 more. So
Yes, we do. Yeah,
so,
spoiler alert. So
yeah,
yeah,
spoiler alert. Yeah. So we're heading into July already with
yeah.
guests lined up. So it's pretty
We've got
awesome.
we got the next 2 weeks booked, and I'm gonna reach out to a band this weekend that I listened to that I liked. So we're gonna see what's
Nice.
going on.
Cool.
But in case you guys are wondering, and if you weren't around last weekend, you can see that Jason and I are wearing our matching shirts.
Yep.
And if you're wondering why, that is going to be in keeping with this week's guest, our friend, the man, the myth, the legend. We welcome him in now. Dana Horne from Metal and Tats joins us on the program.
Evening, gentlemen.
Dana.
What's up, Dana?
You know, that's always my opening line is evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, you're on the opposite side of everything tonight. So
That's right. Yeah. Well, it's not his first rodeo either. So I mean, he sent us a clip of an interview he's done before. So he's no stranger. So
7 Cities Dad is already in the chat there. Look.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like as soon as we went live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get started, gentlemen, I have to give a shout out to that band. They're an amazing metalcore band from Wisconsin. We were trying to get something going with them. It fell through. But oh my God, you want to talk about an amazing local level metal band? That is the one. I would put them up there with Halo Scars.
Have we talked to them about coming on the show, Chris? I thought we did.
Honestly, I can't remember.
It all runs together at this point.
It does. I can't remember. So,
like I said, we've been on this little, this little train of guests, and we're not used to that. So it's kind of like who said yes and who said no at this point, because it's been pretty wild. So, and then a lot of times it's kind of strange that well, actually, this is the first time we've ever had a guest on that we're able to wear shirts to support the guests. So, most of the time it's bands that we don't have any merch for because they're as they're up and coming. Most of the time it's because they're across the over in Europe somewhere, and we're not. So
yeah. And I mean, you can see my Ashes Rain shirt back there, but I mean, got that after
the interview,
right. And then it took us until getting out to the Tennessee Metal Devastation Music Fest for me to get my Eyes on Living shirt. So yeah, but
all was after they were on the show. So
right.
So we've never been prepared enough to have a shirt. Right. Well, I mean, I don't buy them if I don't go see the bands a lot of times. Like the Ashes Rain, I haven't seen them, but I met the guys at Blue Ridge, and they were super cool. But I think it's more of if they were here, I would definitely go. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
But it was actually a gift from the label. So
from the label, that's right.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh hell! It's Friday, knocking them back.
Driving.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody drink if you got them. That's no matter where you are.
So Dana, I guess you can kind of give us insight on how the Metal and Tats come together and how you played that part in getting that together as far as like Facebook and everything like that.
Well, a quick rundown history would be I was sitting in my truck in just outside Shreveport, Louisiana, September 2018. And, like everybody else, I was posting videos on YouTube, on Facebook and everything. And somebody actually commented, why are you always posting these heavy metal videos and stuff? I'm like, have you seen me? Do you know me? So it was that point, that night, I decided to create a group and about things I really, really am into, which is heavy metal, lifelong metalhead since about the age of 10, so over 40 years, and tattoos, which I have quite a collection of myself. Um, and of course, where Krista and I are originally from Florida, I reached out to most of my friends in Florida to join. And this one dude, I don't even know if he's in a band anymore, but his name's Rob Radicoy. He was in a band all through high school and a few years after. He's like, hey man, can I post my band stuff on him? Like, yeah, go for it. And then he invited a couple other people. And one of those people was a rhythm guitar player for the dude named Ray. A couple weeks later, Ray invited like 500 people in one night. And
Nice.
at that point, trying to get the ball rolling, every time somebody was invited or accepted their invite, either Krista or I would welcome them to Metal and Tats. Before Facebook gave us that automatic thing where welcome post, we were actually hand typing that.
Mm-hmm.
When we reached 200, I say, Krista, that's enough. Stop. And then more and more bands started joining us. I'm like, well, this is something different. It wasn't just going to be the typical where we post links and pictures and, videos of the international and national bands. And I saw a trend that we started having more and more local level bands. Right on, dude. And so we went with that. And, I started while I was in the truck and truck stops over a weekend, over a night, whatever. I started reaching out to bands that people suggested to me or that I found through Facebook when I type in generic Google search of heavy metal bands in Tennessee, heavy metal bands in Florida, whatever. And I would message them. And bands just started growing. Well, Krista came up with the idea of having business cards made. So walking around truck stops or Walmart or wherever we were at, concerts, and I see people with metal shirts that bands we like, I start talking to them, building up a conversation. And then I was like, well, you ought to check out our group called Metal and Tats. We give them a card. The downside of that, hello, Aunt Amy. The downside of that is I learned that when people put those business cards in their wallet, that was the end of it right there.
Mm-hmm.
They forgot about us. But over time, doing a lot of legwork, talking to people, sending messages, we started growing. We started getting more local level bands. And growing up in South Central Florida, Tampa Bay area, when I was a kid, we had some of the big name metal bands down there. I was actually hanging out with a lot of them as a young adult, old kid, whatever. So that's where my passion for local level metal started, was with Atheists, hanging out with Kelly Schaefer, lugging equipment for the Obituary guys when they were playing clubs, going to cake parties and having John and Crystal Leaf up there and drinking beer with them. I mean, those are all back home friends, So when we moved up here, and once we got Metal and Tats started, we started going to more local level shows in the area, which we branched out. I mean, damn, we've been so many places to see shows. It's crazy. So that's pretty much how we got to where we are. People just inviting. And then we had a bunch of bands in Tennessee one time. Let's see, 4 years ago last month. Krista and my daughter, their birthdays are 3 days apart, 4 days apart, something like that. So we did a birthday show for the two ladies in Manchester. And the night we walked out, Ricky Odds from Rattletrap, he was formerly in Psycho Head, said that we ought to do our own shows. So I joke with him quite a bit, and I say, "Well, it's your fault. You're to blame that we do the shows that we do." But honestly, I don't. I don't think we would be where we are if we didn't do our own shows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how we
So-
met you guys.
Right. So I know you've told us before, but I can't remember exactly what the date was. So when was that first official Metal and Tat show again?
The first Metal and Tats is a birthday show.
So that was the first one.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Let me look at my wall here right quick.
It's a wall of history right there.
He's got to do the research real quick.
Let's see. The very first show we did was right there, top. Holy shit! Doesn't even have a date, but it was like the end of May of let's see, 2020, right at the beginning of COVID.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And then we did, let's see, after that was August 15th. That was the first official Metal and Tat show
Okay. All
of
right.
2020.
All right.
And that's when we kicked it off, and that's how I got the bug.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it at all. I'm trying to remember exactly because we've been doing this. It was since 24. This is our 4th year. We've been doing this since 21.
Mm-hmm.
We met because the funny thing is we started going back and forth on Facebook. It was in 24 in 22.
I think so.
Because it was the chat because we started corresponding back and forth before the Chattanooga stop of the Bay Strikes Back tour.
Right.
And we did, and I think we missed him at that show. But,
We did.
Right.
yeah, and then
Funny
it was the Megadeth show.
The Megadeth show. The Megadeth show was when Dana and I actually met in person. Because the funny thing is, and I know I've told this story on the show before, but when we were in Chattanooga for the Bay Strikes Back tour, when I went outside, when Jason, you and Susie were still inside, I was actually standing outside waiting for you guys because I didn't know where you were, and Dana and Krista actually walked right past me.
You didn't know who they
were
were.
Because the funny thing was during the show, because Dana, you were at the show and you were stage left, we were standing stage right, and we had actually kind of exchanged messages during the show, like because you were like, we're over here, all right, well, we're over here, like we may, and the show ended. I go outside, and Jason and Susie are inside hanging out with Mark from Death Angel, which pisses me off to this day. But so I'm standing outside. I'm standing on the sidewalk out in front of the signal, and I'm like kind of looking around, and all of a sudden I hear, "Excuse me," and here comes a dude pushing his wife in a wheelchair, and didn't find out until maybe the next weekend or something, or I can't remember when it was that was actually you and Krista. You guys walked right past me.
Well, and what was so crazy? What was so crazy about that is because I didn't know this about Krista at the time. I didn't know she was even in a wheelchair at the show. Mm-hmm. And you told me that. It was so funny because a guy pushing a woman in a wheelchair is the one that told me that Mark was at the bar. So when you said that, I said, "Well, damn, I wonder if that was Dana that told me that." And I didn't know who the fuck I was talking to. But it was. I asked Dana about that. He said, "Oh no, I missed that. I called him in the back." I said, "Lucky ass."
Yeah.
But, Dana, like he parking lot stalks all these bands. So,
well, Jason, you and I pick on each other quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna one up you on that show again. You were talking to Mark. Well, we went around back of the signal, back of the venue, and me and Krista got to meet every single member of Death Angel. We got to hang out with Jack from Exodus, and we got to hang out with Alex Skolnick of Testament, all behind the building, just sitting there talking to him, hanging out with them, bullshitting with them.
I do remember seeing the pictures that you guys posted. I do remember seeing those.
Well, whatever. Jack's been on the show, so.
Yes, he has.
I met Jack a few times. Yeah, he's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah, I kind of got a little starstruck. I guess that was one of the interviews that we had that I got a little starstruck, and then of course between Jack and Ricky Rackman, I didn't know. It was like one of those things like, is this really happening right now? It's just kind of because
Which,
at our first expo a couple years ago, I was like, I can't believe we're sitting here talking to some of these people. It's insane.
and you're welcome for the Ricky Rackman thing, by the way. Like, God.
Right.
I said, he kept saying, man, it'd be cool to get him on the show. I said, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go ask him. I said,
Yeah.
I said, hey man, I was talking to him for a minute, and we got to talking about the Headbangers Ball and stuff, and he was just like, oh yeah, well I'm doing a show in Nashville. I'm like, oh, for real? I said, hell, I'll go. He said, man, I'll tell you what, you buy tickets, I'll come on your podcast. So I was like, fuck it, all right. We bought tickets. He came over and did like 15 minutes on the podcast. Like,
yeah, he did.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
That was like a I guess a bucket list moment for the podcast is to have Ricky Rackman on the fucking show. But it would be cool if we got him, again under some different circumstances. But that probably won't ever happen. But,
right? Yeah. I mean, hell, just to have a chance to meet him, shake his hand was cool enough. So.
Well, yeah, that was pretty awesome. So.
Now, Dana, refresh my memory. How exactly did you find us?
Shit, dude, that was like a few years ago.
Because I honestly don't remember. I remember us chatting back and forth before the show down in Chattanooga, and then like I say we were finally able to meet up at the Megadeth show. But I can't remember how exactly we kind of found each other.
Honestly, I think you guys just kind of came up in like my Facebook search as I was looking for new people to reach out to.
Okay.
I think I caught one of your podcasts, like maybe one of the first ones or second ones you did, and I'm like, shit, I gotta get with these guys, man. Get them to join, maybe help us grow. Maybe we can help them grow as well.
Yeah.
And congratulations on hitting 600 members tonight on your Facebook.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that was.
And hey, we appreciate it, and we thank you too. I mean, you've been sending people our way. We've been trying to do the same because, we've been working together, the past 2 years.
Right.
I mean, you've created a friendship and a working relationship. We came out to Slamming in the Sticks out there at Malice, and then we did the live stream of the birthday show last year. Jason's not going to be able to make the July show, but I'm going to be there. I'm still not 100% sure what we're going to do for that yet. I may record the show and then like broadcast it later, but then, obviously in November for the 51st birthday show, we'll be there. We'll be down there. We're not that far behind you, man. So we'll both be down there for that. So
if you're going to talk about it, you got to talk about you got to call it what it is. It's the prehistoric party. I already told you guys this shit, man.
Yeah, you got me once on that, man.
Yeah, that was when you got him with that the first time when he was trying to do a live video, didn't you?
Yeah, he was promoting everything that was coming up, and he brought that up, and I said, "Oh man, that's a prehistoric party." He was just like, "I'm gonna get your ass."
He caught him dead in his tracks with that one.
Yeah, he could like. He said, "I'm sorry, I got to collect myself now."
Because usually when I do my live stream thing, I'm usually just straightforward to the point. I try to keep my composure. Don't let emotion show. But yeah, you got me, man.
Actually, when I usually miss those and I have to watch them like after it's live. So I was like, I kind of thought that was because I didn't pay attention. It said Dana Horne. I thought it said it was live. It said is live. So he was actually live when I was on there. I said, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I actually caught it after the fact too because I was out doing something and then I knew I had missed it and then Jason sent me a message. Said, "I got Dana good," so I was like, "Okay, I gotta." It's like I
Yeah,
gotta go back and see what happened. And he did. He did. He stopped you dead in your tracks. So,
and the funny thing is, while I was doing it, right down here where I'm at right now,
yep.
you know, Krista's up on the couch watching my live stream as she's watching this. So, hey, baby, you know, honestly, before I go any further, I couldn't have done this Metal and Tats thing as long as we've done it without Krista.
Oh,
Couldn't have
absolutely.
done it. Couldn't have done it. I mean, a lot of people just know me on the Facebook group and the name, but Krista helps so much. I mean, she does every night. You guys know she does a
Oh yeah.
Today Rock Metal History
Yep.
every night. She creates our flyers.
Yeah,
She
that's
puts
really
together
fucking-
She puts together the promo videos for the show. I mean, she does so much. Like I said, I couldn't have done it without her. And she's my rock. She's not just my wife. She is my metal queen for life. I mean,
Damn right.
sorry, I just had to put that out there.
No, that's all right, man.
I got off track. I even forgot what the question was.
No,
Refresh my memory.
I mean, look here, man. We allow a lot of stuff on this show, but we ain't gonna be getting that mushy shit. Because then our wives don't want us to do that bullshit. So,
well, I mean, I will say that.
I'm just fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely will say that. I mean, especially doing this for as long as we have, I honestly really didn't even see this thing going this long. I'll be honest. I wasn't sure it was gonna like pick up traction the way it has, and being able to interview the people we've had and meet the people that we have. You know, Dana, you included. You know, and because I mean, you know, we're 3.5 years into this thing, and I mean, we do it every single week. I mean, with, you know, exceptions, of course, you know, vacations and extenuating circumstances and whatnot. So, I mean, you know, we're doing this probably, I'd say 40 to 45 weeks a year, easy. So, I mean, you know, Angela puts up with this stuff, and, you know, I'm sure Susie does too. And, you know, so, I mean, so yeah, we couldn't do this without our better halves. So
I think my wife's biggest gripe would be when she gets in the car and she says, "What the fuck are you listening to?"
Yeah,
because some shit does get weird. It's like,
yeah,
I'm like, it's a band I never heard of. That's why I'm listening to it.
Right.
She's like, okay. She's like, okay. So
it's like last Friday was Krista's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you guys know the story of my truck and everything. We're not going to get into that right now. So we couldn't go where we wanted to this year, which was Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
I've always wanted to go to Puerto Rico, and she finally gave me the thumbs up. Of course, times are rough. But there was a show out at the Borough, and I was chatting with you guys about it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple bands I wanted to check out. But that's how we do. I mean, we see flyers for bands that are coming to the area, or an area that we might be in, or an area that I might be in when I'm on the truck. We go to a show, check them out. You know, we get them to join us. In fact, I had a band from Florida today hit me up trying to get a show going in Lakeland.
Okay.
Down there. So I called the owner of the venue, and oh yeah, we're not doing metal anymore. We can't make any money. And that's a little disconcerting, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Especially when you put flyers out all over social media and the venue doesn't. You know, and there's venues around Nashville area that do the same thing. They expect the bands to do it. Well, that's great. The bands can bring their 10 friends, you know, to the show. But the venue has their own crowd.
Mm-hmm.
If that venue's crowd doesn't know about the show, then you're gonna have 10 friends that come to the show, and you know, that's disconcerting for the band. That's disconcerting for the people putting the show together.
Well, I mean, they should at least promote it, you know, saying, "Hey, this is what's coming up in our," you know, I'm sure a lot of them probably do on our website, like, "Hey, this is coming up, you know, March or whatever."
I mean, hell, I mean, I don't know if there's, especially up in Nashville, there's probably not a single bar downtown that doesn't at least have some sort of social media presence. I mean, it doesn't have to be all over. It doesn't have to be Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, all that shit. But I mean, you know, Facebook and Instagram probably.
Not only that, a lot of those have their own site I mean, they have their own
Yeah.
websites. I mean,
Right. So I mean,
the cannery and all them, so they got their own websites. I mean, you can go
yeah.
and see who's coming there for like a month, So
Yeah.
But a while back we were all chatting, and I said something. It was on one of your podcasts. And Chris, you disagreed with me. But from my standpoint, okay, you're a concert goer. You watch for shows coming up. But for somebody who's putting shows on, when you email 35 venues in one city and nobody gets back to you, because there's 100 bands in Nashville and 35 venues. I said Nashville's oversaturated. You disagreed with me. But from my point of view, seeing all of them in the list and the venues don't respond, it makes it really hard for bands to get gigs in a market that's oversaturated with music altogether.
Let me come over.
From that perspective, I can see.
I'll even go and add a little bit to that. I think it's saturated for the venues you can afford to play in. I think that's the thing. Like, there's plenty of venues there, but smaller bands can't afford to get booked in those venues.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't. They can't go to the. They probably. I mean, even like Marathon and a Cannery are probably expensive. I mean,
yeah.
We checked on a show a couple of years ago. We reached out to Marathon and tried to do a benefit show for somebody. Just some 4 or 5 local level bands, because you guys know that's what we deal with.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted between $10,000 and $12,000.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, there's really no way that these local level bands or myself can afford that.
Right.
And so, yeah, we have to reach out to the bars. But in Nashville, the big scene there is country.
Mm-hmm.
We all know
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
So when you reach out to them, would you be willing to host a metal show? Oh, no, we don't do that kind of music. And we've actually had some of them reach back to us and say, no, that kind of music brings a certain kind of element. It's like,
well, what the fuck you mean? What kind of element?
Yeah, I mean,
right? This isn't 1987 anymore. We're not going to sacrifice goats on stage,
So let's lay this down. So if you remember, at some hip hop music festival a few years back, people got trampled to death.
yeah.
Right?
I've never seen that happen in a circle pit. I'm just saying. So,
and we live down here in Hillsborough, Tennessee, just outside of Manchester.
Right.
Every year we got Bonnaroo. Okay. And literally that's 10 miles from our house.
Yeah.
Right.
Not answering. Yeah, right here. Seven Seas Dead. His comment. He reached out to so many venues in Nashville, and they don't get responses.
At least be an adult about it and just say thanks, but no thanks. I mean, don't ghost people. I mean, we are all adults, because it's like, even like we say with our interview request, if you don't want to or just can't, we get it. It's fine.
And we've had bands reach back and say that. So they one band said they didn't have the tools to do a live cast.
Right. Yeah.
Interview.
There's no obligation for anybody. It's just an invitation. That's all it is.
Right.
And on your side of the coin, I mean, you're trying to bring business their way, basically.
Right. Exactly.
So God forbid, but I mean, that whole thing about a certain element. So you mean to tell me, of course, this is just me speaking to this hypothetical venue. You mean to tell me that you don't have to have security?
Right.
When you got a bunch of drunk country music folks at your venue, that's bullshit. So I mean,
you're probably gonna have more.
You may. So I mean, it's just,
what does security do at metal shows besides catch surfers? I mean, it's like,
right.
Not
but
much.
like I was saying, we live 10 miles from Bonnaroo Fairgrounds. Every year, and they may have one so-called metal band there. Yeah. Not enough to warrant us going.
Right.
Not to mess with that traffic and all those people. Hell no.
Right. And the lack of showers they take. God, these stink so bad. Walking in Walmart, dude. Oh my
You
God.
can probably smell it from 10 miles away.
Right? But every year they find somebody dead there. You don't find that at metal shows, metal festivals. You know, we take care of our own. We
They were
always
lucky.
have.
You. I guess you were kind of lucky nobody died at exit 111 since it was cold as shit during
Oh,
that.
dude, it was so cold there, man.
I
And
told
thankfully, we got to come home every night, sleep in our own
Right.
bed.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
I told Chris, I said, man, that would have been rough. Like it almost reminded me of a time when I had to perform in 38-degree weather at an outdoor show. I was like, what the fuck was this guy thinking? You know, I was like, just pay me. I don't give a shit. Like, but yeah, that was horrible. Especially you doing what we do. You got to go in after every match and wipe the ring down because of all the moisture. And
yeah,
it's being outside in your 38-degree weather. Like, get the fuck out of here.
We're all
wrestling in sweatshirts and shit. We didn't got our wrestling gear. We're wrestling in sweatshirts and blue jeans and shit. It's too cold for this shit.
Being a wrestler, and we go, Jason. Being a wrestler, and you're outside in 38-degree weather, you had to deal with shrinkage and hard nipples.
Yeah. 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 I mean, mine shrank so bad. I guess that's why they thought I was a woman for most of the show. But
oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean that was during my long hair stuff. So I mean,
but we
yeah,
we try to push these bands as much as we can. We try to
been on that side of the coin too there. So nothing like doing a fair show outdoors in the middle of August either in Tennessee. So
oh wow, yeah. It gets brutally hot here. People think, oh, you're in the Mid-South. No, it's
no.
Yeah,
and growing up in South Central Florida, Southwest Florida, really, it was hot as hell down there in the summertime.
right.
But we had all that humidity from the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Up here, people say, "Oh, there's humidity." You guys don't know humidity. When it's 110 in the shade down there.
Well, what's so bad is like I know because like I grew, my family is from Florida too, so it's like I've been down there a lot of times. Like the thing I think is like sometimes you go out and it's like 92 degrees, and then the heat index is like 110. You're like,
right?
Yeah. No, you come here, we bitch about being 92 and have a heat index of like 98 to 100. We're like, nah, bro, that's not. You go down there, and you're looking at 10 extra degrees of humidity. So.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Yeah, that's one reason. That's one reason. Like we had an option to go to Louisiana to train some people at work. And I said, man, I ain't lose nothing in Louisiana, man. I don't want nothing part of that bullshit. I mean, I'd like to go to visit, but where that was at, it was like right on the coast and stuff. And man, it's gonna be humid as a motherfucker down there in July. So.
And you got to make sure a hurricane doesn't come right up your ass coming into New Orleans. So
that's true. That's true too. Being in the cereal bowls. I mean,
yeah.
But we did our first two shows at the church at 117 in Manchester. You guys have been there.
Yeah.
And then we got a little bit bigger, and the church is expensive. It really is. It's a kick-ass venue.
It's a cool venue.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
It's expensive. But we had this one other place right at the Manchester, Tullahoma, Tennessee border called the FOP, Fraternal Order Police. We were renting, probably did 5-6 shows there. A lot cheaper. We had to bring in everything. They had a small stage, so I built some guitar risers for guitar players to stand on. I built the little platform for the vocalist to stand up on. Had to bring in all the sound equipment. Had to bring in lights, food truck, and so we're there the night before setting up, getting everything ready, and then we're there 3 hours after the show's all done, tearing things down, loading up the trailer, coming home, cleaning up. Well, they sold the FOP. I mean, that was a cool little spot. It really was. But they sold it and started putting houses around. So if they didn't sell it and they started building the houses because, progress, blah, blah, bullshit. We wouldn't have been able to do what we do anyway there because of the noise.
Right.
We had this one band. I know you guys are familiar, but we had this one band named Chunder.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal band. love those dudes. They played one night, and I was outside smoking, and the outside of the building was literally vibrating. I mean, phenomenal. But the noise would have got the cops called on us, even though it was a police facility and we rented it. So I guess in a blessing, it's a good thing they sold it. And, you know, we've done shows since then. We've been to Florida, well, we took Halo Scars down there last summer, did 3 shows down there. And I've put on several shows at the Brass Mug in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come back, done a bunch of shows in Nashville. And, you know, we always come back home to the church, man.
You're going to get them boys in trouble down in Florida, man. All the stories I heard on their show the other night. So.
Right? But there was that one night at that pool, man.
Yeah, the one story they didn't want to tell.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm like, dude.
You, brother.
I'm like, dude, half the other stories you told were probably worse than that. So.
But, you know, we've had a good time over the last, we've been, let's see, September 18th will be 6 years for Metal and Tats. But let's see, May was 4 years that we've been doing shows, and we've had a damn good time. We've hooked up with a lot of kick-ass bands, met a lot of badass people, and, you know, we've made a lot more contacts, more than I ever thought we would. And this is not the direction I expected Metal and Tats to go. Like, I just want to do like the typical metal Facebook page, you know, post videos and stuff like that. But it morphed into so much more, and we're actually proud of the direction we've gone.
It's just like kind of we're in a spot now that we never thought we would be in either. I mean, so we started this thing from listening to you know, we started this story. We listened to Onslaught, and we didn't know who Onslaught was at that time, and it was like 2020 or something. And we're like, who the fuck is Onslaught?
That's
and then, like,
yeah.
And then we like look. They've been around since like the 80s. So okay, if we haven't heard these bands, we're fucking metalheads. Like, how many other bands are we fucking missing out on?
Right.
You know. Yeah. And then I was like, so it was like, you know, I was already doing a podcast at the time with Truly, and I said, hey man, I'm already doing a podcast. I said, you want to come over and we'll do a metal show too. I'll do their Thursday night. We'll do one. Let's do it Saturdays. Then
we started off doing Saturday mornings.
Yeah. Let's do it Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of blew. I actually just brought Chris in. I said, man, we'll come on this little pot because we were on like a little platform at the time. I said, we'll bring over here, get your feet wet, you know, with 10, 12 people or something, and then we'll branch out after that. And then that's kind of what we did. You know, we kind of got his feet wet. And I said, you ready to go to the next level? He said, hell yeah. So we went to the next level, and then the next level, and the next level, and we're stuck here running the show over our fucking sales now. But you know, it's still you know, a blessing that we've made it this far with what we're doing, and hopefully we're still putting new music into the fans' ears. You know, and that's the main thing for us is to get. I mean, and every band that's been on this show has the potential of being huge. I mean, we wouldn't bring them on here just to fucking run them down. You know what I mean? It's like we're bringing them over to build them up. So right. It's, you know, it's like every band that we've had on this show that we think has the potential of being a lot bigger than they are. So
yeah.
And I mean, it's happening for some bands, and it has happened. It has happened for some bands already. You know, Hexed over in Germany. You know, they kind of like they like we booked a show with them, and then the following week they were booking all this crazy shit, and I said, "Damn, dude, they're gonna cancel." I said, "Man, they're gonna cancel on us, man. They got bigger shit to fry, man." But they came on and did their thing, and I love those guys. Like we made memories with those guys.
Oh yeah, Tina and Stellan were awesome to talk to.
Yeah, and then hopefully, you know, they put something else out, we'll get them back. But you know, and we've had people like that I met at the you know, like Ashes Rain and one of the last out of the living. I've seen all those guys or met those guys at Blue Ridge or a festival. So it's kind of like that's one thing about a festival. Like they're good. They're good to go see all these bands that you know. But they got those side stages, man. You might find a gym in there, dude. Like, you know, I've done it a few times, so it's like I'm telling you, there's some gyms in there. Out of the living are fucking phenomenal, dude.
Yeah, they
like,
are.
You know, they're old school thrash, and I mean, it's just, I mean, they fit right in there with the Havocs and all those guys, man. It's cool as shit to see these guys kind of blow up. And they just did the Milwaukee Metal Fest, so you know,
Yeah.
so
You know, it's that's one thing your podcast, Metal and Tats, has in common. We try to get the unknown bands out there
right,
so other people hear them and get familiar with them and build up their fan base, build up their subscriptions, likes, all that on social media. That
Right.
way they have a chance to get noticed by the next level. And I can honestly say one band that's part of Metal and Tats and has been for a couple of years, and you guys know them personally.
yeah.
I reached out to them once. Let's see, I forget what show we did, but it was at the FOP. They come down. Right. They come down, drove 5 hours for us. I gave them an option. I said, I'll give you guys either $150, which ain't shit for driving as far as you do, or I'll put you guys in a couple motel rooms. Naturally, they chose the motel rooms, which that's smart business. You know?
Yeah.
Which one costs more for them, the gas or the motel room? So, and they played for us at the FOP. Damn good show that night. Fraternal Order of Police. And then I got them on a different podcast in Nashville. We stayed in contact. And of course, they do most of their shows in Northeast Tennessee.
Sure.
And of course, I'm talking about our buddies in Halo Scars.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal band. I mean, and they are the only ones that are part of us who kept pushing on Metal and Tats and agreeing to play our shows and listening to my suggestions. And now they have opened up for some very, very big bands. I'm not saying it's because of us,
Right.
but I'd like to, say.
Well, you had something to do with it, you know?
Right, exactly. And I mean, think about it. They opened for Cole. They opened for Fear Factory.
Yeah.
And I messaged you guys about where they're going.
Yep.
Was it August?
In New York, yeah. The August
Yeah,
Burns Red, yeah.
September?
Syracuse.
September?
Yeah, okay. Syracuse, New York. Yeah. So I mean, they are on their way to the next level.
They still got one in a cookie jar too that may sell.
Yeah, they do.
So that'd be fucking awesome for them.
Yep.
Which one is that?
Well, I don't know if we should say on here. So
well, if you're talking about the one in the end of October,
I think
so. Yeah, I think so.
Back in my home state.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
Damn. Oh well, that's okay.
Not on their behalf, but I guess there was issues with the venue and the headliner. So that one got canceled altogether. But
well, the funny thing is even though it fell through, it was still. I mean, they were still being considered.
Right. That's a big deal from
it really
thing,
is.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, they're about to head up to New York. I'm guessing their first time being up that way. I don't know for sure, but their first time being up that way, and they were in consideration for that other tour.
Right.
To think that there won't be more opportunities from them is just
they're
naive.
And up there and where they're going there, that's a metalcore.
Yes, it is.
That's a metalcore area, so they're gonna get all kind of love from up there. So
yeah, they will.
I mean, we talked to bands from that area, Boston and stuff like that are, they're huge into that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I said, we talked about how competitive it is in that area too. So, with metal, so which was crazy. It's like, talking with Broken Side, I didn't realize how like East Tennessee is just blowed up with fucking talented bands, dude. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'd like to, 10 years in Whitechapel or to give a little bit of credit for that, I'm sure. But
of course, yeah, somebody had to be the torchbearer for the region. So I mean, it's good to see. It's good to see that these other bands are getting a chance to make their name. And Broken Side, I think Broken Side's probably well on the road to probably follow Halo Scars' blueprint.
Probably.
I think they are.
Yeah, they
Now,
got a whole different style. So
if you guys remember, before Whitechapel made it big, and what was that other one you said?
10 years.
Yeah, before, well, maybe about the same time as 10 years, but before Whitechapel made it big, there was another band from the Knoxville area called Straight Line Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
forgot about them.
They were badass.
Yeah, I love Straight Line Stitch.
yeah.
Female fronted band,
Mhm.
but they just, like a lot of other bands throughout metal history, they just didn't get that push.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we reached out to them. Of course, we got no response because they've disbanded. You know, they're not doing
Oh,
shows.
I didn't know
anymore.
that. Oh wow.
Oh, yeah, I thought they
Right.
were still around too. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, last thing I saw on them, their last show was like 2021 or something.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. But thing about these bands, I mean, you know, they try so hard. They really do. And so we all gotta give them props. But like Nashville, unlike back home in Tampa Bay, but in Nashville area, you know, you go to these clubs, you go to these bars, even the bigger venues. You know, you get all these people say, yeah, we support the local scene. But the people in the scene won't come out to a local level metal band show unless they really, really know it.
So Straight Line Stitch is still showing active everywhere. I just looked, so it's crazy.
Last time we looked, it was 2021. Was last time they did a show.
I mean, they haven't done any music since 15. So
Right. So I mean,
it's been damn near 10 years. So I mean, it's not saying they're saying they're active. So it could just mean that they're just on a hiatus, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still saying from 99 to, and I'll tell you why they didn't make it right there. Because if you look at the year that they came in, and if you've ever heard Lejean Witherspoon from Seven Dust talk about this, you know, he never thought he was going to make it as far as he did because he was a black man in a band,
right.
in a rock band, a metal band that you know you didn't get anything at that time in the 90s like that. You know, I mean, you can look back and say, oh well, Living Color got that big thing. I'm like, yeah, but how many was behind them though that you knew?
Right.
Of? I mean,
Yeah.
none, because they were like, oh, well, we're not going to deal with that. We're just going to have this one, because it was almost like, hey, we're including you guys, leave us the fuck alone. You know what I mean? Which is fucking shitty because there's there's so many damn great musicians out there. I mean, hell, fucking go back to Jimi Hendrix in the fucking 60s and 70s, for God's sakes. Like you can't say that there's not talented people with multiple cultures
No.
in the world and just say, oh, we're not going to do that because they're they're black or Hispanic or whatever.
I can't see who's watching or whatever. I can't see who's watching tonight. But in case he is, one of my co-admins, okay, in Metal and Tats.
Oh, Jim, yeah.
Yep.
Damn it, Jim.
Yep.
Damn it, Jim. That's right.
It's his birthday today, right?
His birthday was yesterday.
Yesterday.
He turned 57. He's been to a lot of our shows in the Middle Tennessee area, you know. So
I think he was at the Halo Scar show that we went to at the Cobra.
He may have been, yeah. I couldn't be there.
I think that was him that was there with them. So when I seen a picture of him, I was like, I think that guy looks familiar, and I think that's where it was at. So.
Yeah, I first met him at Exit 111, man.
Yeah, I saw you posted that picture earlier.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. But I gotta give him a shout out. Happy birthday, Jim! Damn it, Jim!
Damn it, Jim!
And that came about because when Metal and Tats first started, there was me, Krista, Jim, our friend Glenda, and this other dude named Chuck. Just all met up on Metal and Tats. You know, we started a little side chat like you and I got. And we just started talking and chatting, and they were kind of like my little committee that we had to approve bands for shows.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck fell apart. Chuck moved to Knoxville. Glenda, she lives over in Martin, Tennessee, like over in West Tennessee, 4 and a half hours from here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a drive.
So, you know, we all just kind of drifted apart. But Jim, you know, he lives 15 minutes down the road from me. So we stay in contact. He's a damn good friend. been to our show. So I have to wish him a happy birthday again, even though it was today. Yeah, it was today. So I
Nope.
hit him up on text this morning, Messenger, give him a shout out, Metal and Tats,
You're
and now
blowing
I'm
him up.
giving his old ass a shout out here.
There you
I
go.
don't know if he's watching, but just in case.
Well, maybe if he ain't watching live, he can go back and watch it later and see it.
Yeah, give him the you can give him the 50th minute timestamp. That way he knows to go right to it. So
I know he's going to be over here tomorrow because we're having a little get together over here tomorrow. One of our neighbors is one of the best neighbors we have is actually moving, so we're throwing him a goodbye party tomorrow.
oh, okay, all right.
Jim's coming over because he's met our neighbor at the shows a few times. You guys may have met him too. His name's Tim. He helps me unload and load up all my shit once in a while.
Maybe, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to see him. Yeah, I'd have to see him. Maybe.
So what is like a so what else like have you guys tried to like I know you said you've been to Florida, of course. Have you guys tried to like go into other states besides that, or is that something you like plan on doing at a later time? Or?
When we were working with Dystopian, and you guys got to see them out of Malice. Or did they? No, that was the night they canceled this.
Right? Yeah, they were supposed to. That's right. They were supposed to be there. That's right.
Well, we
did still get to. I can't remember what because
the drummer
because they're a 3-piece, and I think two of them weren't able to make it, and one of them was still there. I can't. It may have been the drummer, but
I think it was the drummer.
Yeah, but he was still cool enough to sit down with us and talk. So I mean,
right.
we did get to talk with him. So.
Well, when we were working with them, and we saw the potential in that band, I reached out to several venues in New Orleans and St. Louis. Of course, all those kids, and I can say that because they're all kids. All the kids in Dystopian, we got turned down because they're agents.
Yeah.
But we would like to bring some bands to like St. Louis, New Orleans. Nothing more than like a day's ride from here.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I was just saying, like we have Alabama and Georgia and all those bordering us, so I wasn't for sure. Like you went through them to get to Florida, so I'm just like, okay, well, surely there's some talks in between there. Then if you're willing to go to Florida, so.
Well, we were supposed to have a show back in March, down in Huntsville.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, we were bringing two bands up from Florida, but one of them, Rebirth. Another amazing fucking Florida band. God damn, I love those dudes. They just got a new drummer. He was 18. The venue said you have to be 21 and up. So as soon as I told Rebirth about that, well, they just pulled out because they were going to play in Huntsville for us on a Friday night and then the church on Saturday night.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. So we had to cancel that because my truck tore up, broke down.
That's right.
Yep. Still broke down. And different subject, different time. And so then we had the Dude, which is an amazing band, and they were still going to fill in. We found some other fill-in bands for the Huntsville show and for the Manchester show. Well, then that fell apart because of my financial issue at the time. So we have reached out. We were planning on doing shows in Alabama. The plan is still to go forward with that maybe next year, and everything works better in our favor. But we do want to branch out from the Southeast.
Yeah.
We want to go more towards the Midwest.
Okay.
Like St. Louis, because it's an amazing metal scene in St. Louis. I mean, it really is. There's a very famous club there right on the river in St. Louis called Pops.
Okay.
And I remember I was in truck driving school 2006. And we're out taking a little road exam or whatever, road training. And we went right by this place called Pops. And on the sign says Slayer.
That's all you gotta say.
And I'm like, and my teacher was in passenger seat. We had talked. He was a metalhead. I'm like, dude, we need to go this. Like, oh man, I can't, man. I'm with a wife and kids. I'm like, but dude, it's fucking Slayer, man. You know. And he would have been my ride, you know, because I'm in St. Louis and didn't have a vehicle, and I wasn't about to walk all the way across St. Louis in the dark. Skinny white boy walking across St. Louis in the dark ain't gonna happen.
No, not a good mix.
No. So I missed out, but I kept that in my memory, and I know, and I've joined a couple St. Louis metal groups that there's a phenomenal metal scene in St. Louis. So I definitely want to try to get a band there. And we have a couple contacts in New Orleans. And now that we're not dealing with teenagers, we might be able to do that next year or year after.
Yeah, because I was about to say it, because the guys in Dystopian are probably pushing 2021 at this point.
Yeah, but they're no longer together.
Oh, Dystopian broke up?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well,
I know the drummer. He's in 2 other bands.
Okay. Well,
Oh, wow.
And I know one of his bands. I don't know when that was going to happen, but they were going to go to that New England Metal Fest.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
okay.
Look at him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's in, was it Belmont College?
Belmont, up there in Nashville? Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, you know, a lot of hell, most of the bands we've talked to, they're like, yeah, I was in a band as a teenager and it just didn't work out. So I mean, it's not anything new, you know. Hell, those guys may even they may even reconnect in the future at some point down the line. You never know.
But out of
Never can tell.
Yeah, I was part of the thing that brought Dystopian down in Florida with another promoter out of Nashville. Let me clarify this.
Yeah,
I've talked to you guys about this. I am not a promoter. I refuse that name. I hate that term because a lot of times promoters rip off bands. They'll take whatever money that they make off the door or from the venue and they stick in their own pocket and the bands get screwed. I refuse that title. I hate that term. If anything, I am an event coordinator for Metal and Tats. I only work with bands who are part of Metal and Tats, and I make sure they get the equal amount of cut off the door. And if there's anything left, maybe Chris and I can swing through McDonald's on the way home. Maybe.
Or get a taco out of the taco truck.
Right?
It's probably cheaper getting the taco, honestly.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Get better food out of that taco truck too. That shit was so good.
Oh yeah. But you know, we like what we do. Yeah, it's stressful. It really is. Getting these bands together, getting them to shows, trying to hook them up with other things and networking. But man, honestly, I can't play an instrument. I always want to be part of the metal scene. And if this is my contribution, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it with what we're doing. I actually went to school for broadcasting, and my goal was to, you know, be a play-by-play guy for the NHL one day, and that kind of didn't work out for, you know, reasons, you know. So when like, you know, Jason was telling the story and he was like, you want to do a podcast? Like, fuck yeah, I want to do a podcast. You know, if I can't do hockey, heavy metal's the next best thing. So I mean, you know, I'm just as passionate about hockey as Jason is about wrestling, and we're both just as passionate, if not more, I mean, debatably, than we are about this music. So I mean,
I always get asked. I always get asked that question too. Is like, why not a wrestling podcast? Why did you choose metal? I'm like, because if you look, if it's wrestling podcasts are a dime a dozen, man. Like, it's nothing special. It's nothing special. What we're doing here is special because we're, like I said, we're bringing new people, you know, new bands, trying to get them to light. You know what I mean? So I think that's a lot more special than going out and talking about what AEW did in ratings 2 weeks ago, because nobody really gives a shit. But
right. Yeah, because good luck trying to get eyeballs away from like Dave Meltzer and shit like that when you're talking about wrestling. So I mean,
God.
Right.
He's like, that dude's the worst, dude. That dude is so disconnected with current wrestling. It's not even fucking fun.
Okay, I'm sorry, Jim Cornette.
Well, I mean, Jim Cornette's a little disconnected sometimes. So, sometimes, most of the time, I do agree with him, and a lot of times I'm just like, "Oh, come on, Jim, that's a little. You're stretching, man. You're
You're
stretching."
like, damn it, Jim.
Right? Damn it, Jim. But the one comment I keep seeing pop up is from Seven Seas Dead, and the dude I talked to in that band, his name's Guy Smith.
Okay.
He is now a member of the Metalheads.
I think he was 601, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He was 601. So
yeah,
I wonder who's going to be. I don't care about this number. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Too much is made out of it. But
I already know where he's going.
I wonder who the hell is going to be member number 666. I do wonder that. But I still think that number is just it. I don't get it. I don't care. It's overblown to me. I don't really give a shit.
When I first came across Seven Seas Dead, Guy, he posted on one of the other metal groups in the Nashville area and looking for a venue, and I reached out to him. Now I might be able to help him out, and we had everything all set up. Right. So I reached out to him, and I had a show all set up at a venue that we've done 3 shows this year alone at. And it was set up for Friday, September 13th. The owner of the venue, he came up to me, he's like, "Man, we're not going to do any more original heavy shows on Friday and Saturday nights because we're just not making the money. We're not drawing the crowd. People walking up the street, turn around and walk out. So we're going to save those for Thursdays and Sundays."
Ew.
Well, Seven Seas Dead, they have a festival they're going to, and Guy popped that up because I can't remember the name of the festival. But they're playing Saturday the 14th. So I had to basically break the news to everybody that it wasn't me that canceled the show. The venue backed out on us. Yeah. Which I understand from a business point of view. He's got to keep the lights on. He has to keep all the bills paid. And if you get people walking up the street and they hear death metal, they hear gutturals, they hear growls, they hear pig squeals, whatever, they're just going to turn and walk away in that part of Nashville. So, unfortunately, it didn't work out for me and Seven Seas Dead. But thankfully, one of the bands that was on that lineup, Yonder Ways Metal Fest, that's the one, brother. One of the bands we had on that show for Friday the 13th, and it was going to be our Friday the 13th show,
right?
In Nashville. They, Seven Seas Dead, hooked up with them. Now they're going to be playing in Memphis that night. So it worked out for them. It sucked that I'm not going to be able to get to see them live.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen on YouTube, dude, they are amazing. And Guy, if that doesn't work out in Georgia for you, that shit cancels. Yep, Lennox. If that shit cancels on you for Saturday the 14th, I will have you on my show in Manchester that Saturday the 14th.
There you go. Open invitation.
And speaking of which, we don't normally get to do this, but whoever was doing the Seven Seas Dead, man, if you guys ever want to hook up with us, man, please just hit us up and let us know, man. We'd love to chat with you. So.
Yeah. metalheadsuniteusa@gmail.com.
Yep.
Or, just, of course, because Guy is in the, he's in the group now. Just send us a message too. That's fine.
Yeah.
Nice, brother.
Also,
I do appreciate the acknowledgement.
There's some cool ass Guy Smith. Okay, it is Guy. So
yeah, Guy Smith. Yeah, Guy Smith the third.
Damn, we got royalty now.
Yeah, we do. Nothing wrong with that. But that's one of the awesome things. Is like we haven't even officially met Guy yet, and already working on this thanks to, what we've got going on with you, Dana. And it's just, it's an awesome sense of like the community we have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it's kind of like a small example of like the larger picture. Cause you go to a show anywhere, whether it's whether it's one of the Metal and Tat shows at the church, or one of the venues in Nashville, or even all the way up to the massive venues where you're talking a couple tens of thousands of people, 10, 20,000, 30,000, whatever, whether you're at the hockey rink or whether you're at a football stadium. Everyone does kind of come together and look out for each other, and I absolutely love that we do that as metalheads, because we all know outside of our community, all we're looked at as of like, yeah, so I mean, it's kind of nice to know that we know who we are as metalheads. We don't really kind of like need that approval, but it does suck in the respect you're talking about, trying to get some of these guys to be able to and play in a big city at a relatively well-known, moderate to decent sized venue, and you're just getting, turned down just because of the music you play. So that sucks. It's not fair.
I mean, we wouldn't have relationships with Halo Scars or any of those bands without Dana. So I mean,
No,
yeah.
no, we wouldn't.
And I mean, like me and Kobe actually text each other now, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
we kind of met up through Dana and just kind of built a bond. I've seen them like 3 times live, so I've been to a few of their shows, so
Yeah.
I'll probably get to
Well,
see them again later this year. So
Oh yeah.
hopefully, if everything goes right for them and nothing else falls apart, November 9th, my 51st, they're coming back. It'll be their first time playing the church.
Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But and I gotta put this out there, as we haven't touched on this. Our next show, Manchester at the church at 117, that's our next show. It's Slinging Ink in the Pit. We always try to have a title or a theme or something,
Oh yeah.
and we come up with that one because we're all about metal and tattoos. But this will be the first show that we've ever done where we're actually having tattooists doing live tattoos at the show.
That's gonna
So
be cool.
So we're actually encompassing the whole metal and tats
Right.
thing,
Yeah.
So that's the first for us. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, the lineup is mixed, because we like both the heavy shit and we like the heavy rock.
here you go.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That's the one. And, I reached out to Kim. She goes by Special K, but I reached out to her because I was seeing a lot of her ink. I'm like, how would you feel about doing a show at your tattoo shop? And she asked me what's all involved, and we started chatting. Well, she said, we really don't have room outside. And then she said, I do like the idea. So then we got talking, come up with a church. And she came to I can't remember if it was a benefit show we did or the 420 show we did in Nashville. And then Chris and I went out to see her, and we each got some more ink from her. Krista got the Gemini symbol and a dolphin on her bicep. And I got a couple on my knees. And, I don't know if you guys saw it or if you're familiar, but my 2 favorite phrases in this world are "fuck it" and "shit."
I remember the pictures being posted. Yeah. Now where is this tattoo shop at?
It's in Murfreesboro.
Oh, Murfreesboro. Okay.
Yep. Nice young lady. She's all in to the show. She brought in 2 other tattoo artists. She lives in Columbia, so I know there's one more come from Columbia, and I think possibly one from Murfreesboro. So they have one side of the church they're going to be tattooing while the bands are playing on the other side. So
That's gonna be a neat setup.
it's definitely going to be a first and very interesting, trying to bounce back and forth, make sure everything's going good and everything's okay. And I put it out on Metal and Tats once, but I'm going to put it out here again. If anybody gets at the show, at that show only, if anybody wants to get a Metal and Tats logo tattoo on them for the rest of the time that we're doing Metal and Tats shows, they will get in for free.
There you go. Can't beat that.
I mean, if they're willing to sit through it, I'm willing to let them in. You know, I mean,
You said your birthday show's the 9th, right?
November 9th.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I'm just making sure I'm sharing the right one here.
There it is.
There it is.
There's
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, we're still working on September. We've had a lineup change. We're still working on that one, so that one's still up in the air right now. But,
Oh, okay. I knew
Yeah.
that. I knew there was like 3 lined up. I just couldn't remember with it.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good show, dude.
That's going to be a really good show. I'm actually looking for, because we've seen Symptom and Halo and Rattletrap
Right.
at various
Valkyrie's-
venues. I haven't seen
Valkyrie's
Valkyrie's Fire yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing them, and I'm, of course, looking forward to seeing the other bands again, definitely. But
Right.
yeah, being able to see Valkyrie's Fire for the first time, that's going to be cool. So
now there is a band out of Chattanooga you guys need to check out, or the Chattanooga area. Okay, they're more of like a groove metal, and we got to see them once down in Chattanooga. They played for us at the 420 show in Nashville, and as of right now, they're on the September lineup. That might change. Right, that might change if we can't find another band for September. They might bounce to my birthday show, and they're called Final Fairground.
Yeah.
oh, okay, all right.
I think I've seen some of this stuff.
Amazing 3-piece. Like I said, they groove metal. They've gone through some lineup changes when they played our 420 show. After the show, the drummer actually quit right there.
Oh
after
no.
The show. I'm
Damn.
like, well, shit. But he was gracious enough to finish the show, so I give him props. Tony, the bass player, singer, awesome dude. I talked to him quite a bit. I got him hooked up on a gig down in Huntsville, because when our Huntsville show fell through, him and another band in Huntsville picked up the show and played, and he let me know about the venue there, and it was not favorable by his review. So I'm not gonna suggest that to anybody, just based on him, and I trust him. You know, you have to trust the band you work with.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, they would be the ones up there on stage,
Right.
Wish
What
I could
stage
remember-
there
through it,
was,
so.
from what I understand.
Wish I could remember the name of that venue. We went down and like Non-Point did like an impromptu type little tour in between their major tours because they didn't want to go all the way back home and then go right back out on the road like 2 weeks later. So they just picked up like a two-week cycle just to keep going. And one of them was in Alabama, and I can't remember, was it Huntsville or Birmingham? I can't remember. I think it was at a bar called Sidetracks, if that sounds right. I think that's right. But it was a cool little venue. Like I said, it was like, there was only like 100 people there because it was an impromptu show kind of threw together, 2 weeks before the end of their first leg or whatever they were doing. So, but that was a cool little venue. I don't know. It was like a little bar. So that's something you might check out. I don't know. So
I really want to get something going with Seven Seas Dead, whether it be down here or somewhere up that way, because I mean, what I've seen on YouTube, as much as I've talked to Guy, he seems like he's hella cool, and their band, what I've seen on YouTube, is just fucking phenomenal. I mean, for a band I never heard of, as many followers they have, and wanting to play down here, somebody you've never heard of, it was like, holy shit, these dudes are good. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to work with them sometime when we can. whenever the schedules line up, and whether where I'm at in the truck or whether they come back down this way. Final Fairgrounds, another damn good band. I can't wait to work with again.
There's a long list of bands on your guys' page, man. That are pretty fucking phenomenal, dude.
Yeah. Well, hell, if you're wanting to do a show in the St. Louis area, that's roughly halfway between here and you could
Wisconsin.
you could have Seven Cities Dead come down to St. Louis, meet you guys there.
Right,
Logistically, it would probably work, but who knows? If he does say so himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Over the right, over the time that Metal and Tats has been in existence, I guess. Besides all of our members, and we're just shy of 4,000 members worldwide.
Yeah, 3,900 and changed a little bit. I looked a little bit ago.
Yeah, when I looked, it was 3,970.
Yeah,
I'm seriously overwhelmed a lot of times when I see that number, because like I said, I just started wanting to do a regular metal page, so people wouldn't hit me up saying, "Why the hell are you posting all this metal shit?" As we discussed earlier.
Right.
But I'm impressed where we are at, and besides the members we have and the bands we have, honestly, we have 4 very famous people in the group. One is a guy I've known for over 30 years, grew up with him down in Florida. That's my buddy Kelly of Atheist, the vocalist. Talked to him quite a bit. One, I know you guys saw it a while back, is Robbie Lochner. Yeah. I have not met him yet. Talked to him from time to time. And if people don't know, Robbie Lochner is the lead guitarist / manager of Jack Russell's Great White.
Yep.
We also have a dude that Chris and I actually got to meet at his car stereo shop out in Burbank, California, about roughly a year and a half ago when we went to Vegas on our anniversary. We drove over to California and checked out Hollywood, the Walk of Fame, Rainbow, the whiskey, all that. And we drove up to this dude's shop. He is a 2-time Grammy nominee and the former lead guitarist for Ministry. That's St. Querin. He's part of us. And then, of course, we got Chris. I'm going to butcher his name. I can't remember how to pronounce his last name, but he's a bassist for The Obsessed. So,
okay.
So we have a few famous people.
You got one more.
Really... Tell me.
James Lomenzo.
Oh, he's not part of us, but he is on my friends on Facebook.
Oh, is he? Oh, he's not in the group. Okay.
No, I sent the invite along with
all right.
Along with I told you guys about this one night. What was his name? Filled in for Vince in Motley Crue.
John Corabi. John Corabi.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I sent them invites too. They didn't join, but I'm proud of where Metal and Tats has come. I really am, and
you should be.
It's been a couple times where I wanted to just tear the whole damn group down, but I'm glad I haven't. But like I said, we've made some connections all over the world, really. I mean, we got bands in Poland. We have a band in Africa. Phenomenal, because they have metal, but they have that tribal infused sound, kind of like old school Sepultura. We have a band in Japan called Ninja Ability, like them. We've got venues like, of course, back home in Tampa, we're from the iconic Brass Mug that I can reach out to. In fact, I was chatting with the owner last night. So we've developed quite a lot of connections over the years, and so we can actually bring bands places if we really wanted to, and as long as the finances were right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Speaking of,
I think the main thing, as long as you're growing, that's the main thing.
yeah,
Right.
You know,
yeah,
as long as you're getting over that next, like we set goals, and I'll say this, now, but, I think when we started the first year, we only had like 575 or 580 or something like that in the group. I can't remember. It was it was far off from where we're at now. So that was my thing. I was like, man, if I get 600 by the end of the year, I'll be happy. I ain't
yeah,
even make it halfway through it, so I'm pretty stoked about that. So
yeah,
I try to set realistic goals. I don't try to go out here and be like, oh well, I want to hit another 100 by next year or something.
yeah,
And
Take
now
it as it
you know
comes.
right, yeah, but
yeah,
now
yeah,
you got to make a goal that you think's achievable and not something unrealistic. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
right.
you know you we work for it. So when you reach the goal you set, you go past it, then you're kind of like it just motivates you to keep going and doing more and more and more. So
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. Like
now
every, like,
Chris done brought up. Now I want to get 666 on these. I want to have it on December 31st though. I don't want to.
yeah. But I
I,
mean,
I I remember when we hit that number. I was sitting at the company I was working for outside of Peoria, Illinois, a small town called Morton, and it was like 17 below zero, cold as balls. And I'm sitting outside my insulated overalls I bought at the farm store or some shit up there. And then I was just watching the numbers roll. And when we hit that 666 number, I actually screenshot it, circled it, and posted on Metal Tats. We hit the big number. I mean, I told Crystal when we first started, I'll be cool if we get 50 people to join us. And now we're at 3970.
yeah. I mean, it was we. I mean, we didn't even really have like any numbers in mind when we started this whole thing, and the platform we were on for our first. I mean, what was it? 5, 6 months, 4, 5, 6 months. The we were on, maybe not even been, maybe it wasn't even that long. Anyway, so I mean,
Well,
I remember
the first one we weren't on very long at all. It was on like
no, not
a
very long.
month or so, and then we went over
Yeah,
to Dan. So
because I remember, the very first platform we were on. I remember the first time somebody joined us, and they said that they were listening to us from Scotland. The first time we realized we had somebody who gave a shit to listen to us from a completely different country. I mean, that was mind blowing in and of itself. But then, moving, fast forward to two platforms, you know, since then, the last platform we were on, we haven't gone into great detail with what happened in our falling out with them, but with some of the stuff that happened, I'll be honest, there were a couple of times that I felt like I kind of I don't know. Well, I mean, we definitely got misled. There's no two ways about that. But so that kind of hurt. And then when we felt like the best thing to do was to just to do this on our own, to
oh
kind of have
wait a minute. He had an ultimatum that he didn't meet, so that's on him. So
no, it is. It
uh,
absolutely is. I mean, they
I wanted. I guess it's our product. I want to see numbers.
we
Of,
wanted the
yeah,
transparency
from
because
our
we were
product that they
because
weren't
we
going to give us. So fuck
right
it.
because we were being told these numbers and these countries that we were supposedly, you know, getting to, and all this other stuff. And like Jason said, all we basically wanted was just some transparency. So long story short, that didn't happen. We struck out on our own. But then when you're being told, 6, 7 figures in all these countries, and then you kind of like, well, when you find out that it was all bullshit, and then you pull back and you start going out on your own, then you're like, well, it's maybe a few hundred and everything else. So when you start out with like one international fan, someone tells you you're going to all these countries and all of these people are listening to you, and it keeps getting put into your head. And it kind of, like, I'm not speaking for Jason at all, but it kind of messed with me a little bit to realize when we found out we were being lied to. So that kind of sucked. But I mean,
Well, the big giveaway was we were always increasing numbers every week. I said, there's
Right.
no way we've been doing this for 6 months and every week we increase. There's no
Mhm.
fucking way. Nobody does that.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't take. It didn't.
On a constant basis. Nobody does
Yeah,
that.
it
I don't
didn't
care.
take.
I don't care if you're Joe Rogan. He's gonna hit 20 million tomorrow, but you know the next show may be 19. He's gonna go down and fluctuate.
Right.
He's never gonna go keep up.
Yeah.
That's not the way it works. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a majority of your people not tune in at one point, and you know it's understandable. It's gonna happen, but to get told, oh well, you're increasing, there's no fucking way, dude.
Yeah. So I mean,
You know,
it didn't take us long to realize what was going on. So, but now what we have is something that is 100% ours, and everything that the numbers that we do have, they're true, and we're pulling in numbers from people who matter the most, the actual true fans, and that's
Right.
really the most important thing. The people who do come, the people who do come on the show, the bands that come on the show, the people who do come into the chats, like you and my Aunt Amy, and like the people who show up on YouTube and Twitch and everything else, our followers on TikTok and everything else. Those people are following us for a reason. That's because they're metalheads just like us. So I mean, while we're not pulling in 5, 6, 7 figures, we're bringing in the people who matter the most, and those are the people we're actually trying to reach.
Now you mentioned YouTube. I think, but I'm not sure. I know he has to work tonight, but I know there's one guy, a friend of mine. He's been to a lot of our shows. He actually helped me at the 420 show in Nashville. His name's Casey Graves.
Oh yeah.
Awesome dude.
Oh yeah.
Hell of a metalhead. I mean, the whole time on the ride when I picked him up in Shelbyville to Nashville, all the way to Nashville and back, we were talking about nothing but metal. I mean, usually you're in a car with somebody, the conversation goes one way and then it turns the other way. Nah, Casey is 100% metalhead. Awesome dude. I thank him for being able to come to a lot of our shows, and eventually, we became friends. So, and Jason, he's a big wrestling nerd like us, man.
That's funny. You was talking about the car conversations. Mine usually go like this, man. What the fuck, man? Get your goddamn lane. You see that bullshit?
I saved those for the truck.
Oh God, I can only imagine the shit you have to put up with in that
oh
truck.
my yeah,
man.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they don't have a metal band called Lot Lizard.
I'm sure there is somewhere, man. But
and they only play truck and lot parking lots.
Haven't seen that one yet. I have seen some cover bands in parking lots. So
yeah, they only play Loves and TA trucks and the TA truck stops.
Yeah,
yeah, because Pilot can't afford them.
Yeah, and Buc-ee's won't allow them. So
that's right. Yeah.
Which I understand their point of view, just like Walmart. There's a lot of truck drivers who trash up a parking lot. The employees have to go pick up the pee bottles and all that stuff. I get that, but we also go and spend a lot of money at Walmart, so they kind of shoot themselves in the foot.
Well, that is true. That is true.
We don't want to get into Spotify, especially after the shit I posted last week. That shit just made me even fucking more mad.
Oh, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, if I could make it happen, if I could find like a central location, which I'm thinking would probably be right around here, I'd love to bring 2 bands up from Florida, 7 Stays Dead down from Wisconsin, and I'd throw in 2 Tennessee bands. I think that would be a phenomenal show because it would be 7 Stays Dead, Final Fairground, Halo Scars, Rebirth, and The Dude. Those are, out of all the bands that are part metal and Tats, I gotta say those are my 5 top favorite bands. And I know they're not watching because they're probably doing a show right now, but The Dude, yes they do, man. Yes they do. the dude, like I said, Ray, the rhythm guitarist, he's the one that pushed like 500 people in one night when we first got started. I was broke down in Plant City, Florida, a few years ago, and Krista was actually on her way down to pick me up in a couple of days. So I rented a car, got a motel, and they were playing about an hour and a half, 2 hours south in a town called Venice. So I walked in, didn't know any of them, and they had a couple other bands that joined Metal and Tats because of Ray. And everybody in the dude just walked up and gave me a hug like they knew me forever. Open arms, awesome people. And from every now and then, I get to go down there, park my semi behind their warehouse. I get to hang out. And it's always the same. Open arms, like they've known me forever. Hey, do you need anything to eat? You need to go to the store, because in semi, it's hard to wiggle into a 7-Eleven or whatever. It doesn't happen. So, I mean, they're really good friends. And yeah, they were coming through Nashville one time. I can't remember if you guys were there. But we hooked them up at a bar called the 404, which is no longer. It was a Thursday.
Oh, that bar's not in business no more?
Nah, they turned into like a Mexican restaurant or.
Oh, you serious?
Something. Yes, from what I heard, yeah. So they came through on a Thursday. And it was like a last minute thing. And we pushed the hell out of it. We had Element 117 and Rattle Trap with them. We actually, that was one of my favorite bands, but it was one of the worst shows we ever had. There was 7 people that showed up.
Damn it.
So it was a little, I don't know, depressing.
Sure.
Because they were on a tour, they come to our area, and 7 people showed up. As much as I've been pushing them, 7 fucking people showed up. Man.
I only went to one show with that for. I think Halo Scars headlined that show that night. So.
Right.
Yeah, that was that show where Halo Scars went on like at 1, right?
So yeah, something like
that. Yeah,
it was during the Rocket Pod weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because we had already been out there all day Saturday.
Yep.
And then I had already took off Sunday, so I just said, "Well, fuck it, let's go out here to this show." Then so that's what
it was. The show was on a Sunday night because I was like, I can't go to that show when they're going to be playing at 1:00 in the morning. I got to be up the next morning. So yeah, that was.
Oh man, Kobe was dying that night too. He was like, he just got off of a 24-hour shift or some shit,
and had to drive all the way across to the show.
I think he said he took like a 2-hour nap and drove straight over there. Like, damn, he was.
The thing about that dude show, I mean, this is how cool we are. Me and Chris are with the dude, and the dude is short for let's see, I forget, but it's an acronym.
Mm-hmm.
Krista couldn't be there. She was actually in the hospital having surgery. And they know that one of her favorite bands is Sabotage. And her favorite song by Sabotage is Edge of Thorns.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually performed a cover of Sabotage, Edge of Thorns. And I got her on video chat. So they could see her and she could see them playing that song. It was a surprise to her. And it was actually on her birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
She couldn't make it, and she was in the hospital on her birthday, which sucked. I couldn't be with her because I had the show going on, but she was there, and they were singing to her, And there is a YouTube video of that. Of them doing that. So you guys check out the dude. It's DOOD.
I think this them right here. Is this them?
Yeah, that's
mm-hmm.
it.
The Distinguished Order of Disobedience.
That's right. That's it.
That's pretty.
I'm
cool.
sorry. I'm like on my 2.5 drink for the night.
Yeah.
You know, acronyms aren't working for me right now,
Hell, you're lucky you got the word acronym out right.
right?
he hadn't the last acronym he remembers was BYOB. So
And I definitely bring my own. But
uh,
as as far as all the bands go, that we worked with, the ones in Tennessee, I gotta say my favorites are Mr. Gray, Vinyl Fairground, Rattle Trap, Existing in Exile,
mm,
phenomenal band.
yeah.
Chunder,
I'm still upset with him guys, but that's all right.
yeah.
Fucking gave me
Um,
COVID asshole.
Rattle Trap, I don't know if I mentioned them.
Mm.
Halo Scars, Halo Scars are right here, man, always. But as far as back home in Florida, it's definitely the Dude, Rebirth, Mind Virus. God damn, those dudes are good. Precipice is really good, and Wrecked by Apathy. I give those dudes props, man. They jumped on our 3 shows, Last Man Down in Florida, Wrecked by Apathy, brought it every fucking night. Oh man, they were so good, and everybody loved Halo. I mean, what's not to love? But
Yeah.
by the last stop on our little mini tour in Florida, the guys from Rebirth said you need to bump Halo Scars up from opening to mid card or something. Of course, nobody else could adjust their schedule, but I mean, Rebirth is a huge band down there, and to get those kind of props, Halo Scars needs to be moved up from opening to mid card. That's saying something.
Mm-hmm.
And like we talked about earlier, I don't know if we had anything to do with that, but I like to think we did.
Sure as hell didn't hurt, man.
Jeremy, what's up, brother?
Definitely
That's the
didn't
dude.
hurt.
Jeremy Fitzgerald. He's a dude I met in town here in Manchester. Seems pretty cool, man.
Nice.
Waiting for him to come to one of our shows.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for checking out the show. We appreciate it, Jeremy. So, I mean, you plan on taking another one of those Metal and Tats invasion tours down there? I mean, I know you'd like to, but I mean,
Right. Chris and I have talked about it, and you see, everything is about what Crystal lets me do.
right? Yeah.
If we do, it might be 2026
Okay.
because we got the rest of this year pretty well booked up. And the thing about our shows, you guys know this, but not everybody does. Everything comes out of our pocket,
Right.
except the July show. Kim, the tattoo artist, she's helping with that. But for the most
that's
part,
cool for you to do that.
yeah, for the most part, it all comes out of our pocket. So we pay for the venue, we pay for sound guy, my security, the lady at the door, bands, everything comes out of our pocket. So 2025 is not in the cards to go back to Florida. However, 2026 might be.
Okay.
And what we'd like to do right here in Manchester in 2025, we only have one idea planned. So, Guy, if you're still listening,
I think he is.
right in Manchester, there's a park with a small amphitheater. We would like to do Manchester Metal Fest.
That's a great idea. I know you floated it past us before.
Right.
That's a great idea.
And we want to bring in food trucks and vendors because the park, there's no way to block it off to charge admission. So it would have to be a free show. So the way we would have to pay the bands and everybody, we'd have to charge the food trucks and the vendors and so on, like the big festivals do.
Mm-hmm.
But we'd like to get 6 or 8 bands on that at that park, probably in June of next year. we would like to bring a lot of our Tennessee bands. And if we could afford it, we'd like to bring down Seven Seas Dead and maybe one or two out of Florida as well. And kind of have a mixed heavy rock and metal festival one day thing in Manchester.
Sounds like a great idea to me.
That's what we have planned for 2025, just do one big show. And I was actually talking to somebody early in the week. Lady was kind of down on her luck. She needed a ride to Walmart, get some baby formula. Yeah, Jeremy, that's
Yeah, Jeremy knows exactly the amphitheater you're talking about.
Yeah, he does.
And Guy is listening.
Well, so there was a lady who posted on one of the local forum groups here in the county. She needed a ride to Walmart. It was at a baby formula or whatever. So Chris and I talked it over, and I went and picked her up, brought her to Walmart, got her baby formula, and brought her back, whatever. She was actually from Tampa, so that instantly connection.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how there's no metal in this area. So we got talking about our show. She's like, wait a minute, I've heard about this show at work, Cracker Barrel. It's like, you and your wife put on the Metal and Tats shows? I'm like, yeah, that's us. I said,
cool.
if there's any
Small
metal
world.
I said, if there's any metal in Manchester, it's probably us.
Yeah.
Because Manchester doesn't have metal. They have some good rock bands that come out to play the two bars that we have. Literally, there's two bars in Manchester. One has live music. One has like cover bands or country, so they're not even an option. But it's just a thing that Manchester doesn't have a metal scene. And that's one thing that we want to do. Yeah, we can go to Nashville. Yeah, we can go to Florida. We can go to New Orleans. We can go to St. Louis and all that. We can go to Huntsville or Georgia. But home is right here, Manchester area.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to have more of a metal scene, more of a, what's the word?
Metal
we
presence.
need more of a, well, yeah, but we need more of a diversity in music here.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everybody has to go to Nashville, Chattanooga, Huntsville, Knoxville for metal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a lot of metalheads here that we've met over the years since we started Metal and Tats that live right here in Manchester, Coffee County, that don't like to travel those places because, hour, 2 hours each way. And then you got to come home and you got to spend all kinds of money to park.
Yeah.
So that's what we like to do. We want to do more stuff here. And that brings me to the newest group that I started that you guys are part of.
That's right.
Coffee County Metal.
Yep. Now what's that up to now? I actually haven't checked.
Well, since we just started earlier this week, we're only at 31 members.
Yeah, but I mean, still, that's in a week though.
Right. And I gotta give props to my buddy Mike Rogers for helping with that.
31 members is what it says.
Mm-hmm. 31.
Yeah. So that's growing, and hopefully by the time we're ready to do this Manchester Metal Fest, I'll be up more than that. But like I said, traveling's good. Traveling's cool, getting our name out there, getting the other bands from Tennessee out to like Florida or wherever we go. That's awesome. But we need to build up the music scene here.
Mm-hmm.
Really do. Especially the metal scene. I mean, yeah, you can go to one club that's like 7 miles away from my house. Yeah, they'll do cover bands. They'll do country bands. But there's no real metal scene here unless Krista and I bring it.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a lot of like little towns around you guys too,
Right.
Shelbyville and
Tullahoma, McMinnville.
Yeah, all that's kind of right in there. So.
Hey, Have you, Dana? This is down in your area. You've heard of? I'm sure you've probably heard of Pelham, right?
Yes,
You heard of that? You heard of that venue, the Caverns?
we've heard of it. Yes.
I've been. I haven't been to a show there, but I believe it was last summer. We were, my wife and I, we were just screwing around and goofing off down I-24, and so we went there and we went on the cave tour, and before they took us down on the main tour and everything, well, actually, part of the tour was they took us in and showed us that venue.
Right.
Of course, I've seen they showed us both. They showed us the outdoor amphitheater that they have. I think they said that that thing can hold in upwards of 6K, but
Mm-hmm.
the actual venue that is in the cave itself, I think they said that I can't remember who they said they had in there. Doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But
There's been a few bands in there for sure.
yeah, Buckethead is actually either recently just played there or will be. So Buckethead is going to be playing there actually in the cave. But apparently that venue can hold up to 1,500 people.
I know
So
Clutch is supposed to be either
that's
played or getting ready to play.
yes, I mean,
you're right.
so I mean, I don't know. I mean, they just throwing it out there because I mean, Pelham is just right down the road from you guys, so that's
Right.
in the area. So I mean, I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to have a metal show inside of a cave.
Oh hell, that'd be badass, man.
Yeah, it would.
I was actually trying to see who they had.
Yeah, I do know. I forgot about Clutch, but I know Buckethead was supposed to play there at some point. Whether or not that show has already happened.
July 26th for Buckethead.
Okay, so it's coming up. All right.
And then Aaron Lewis for Stain to be there August 2nd. So I mean, they got
Probably holding a rally, but it's neither here nor there.
I mean, more power to him, I guess. I don't know. I'm not coming for a rally. I'm coming to hear you play music. So.
Yeah,
I'm not a big Stain fan. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
I never have been really either.
I mean, they're all right. I mean, they're kind of like okay, but I tell you what, he did surprise me. I seen him at Louder in Life, and dude, he meddled up all their shit. I'm gonna say, dude, if it was like this the whole time, I'd be all into you guys.
Yeah.
Right?
But it sounded good, man. He sounded great, dude. He was doing the and everything. Like, damn, I didn't know he could do that shit, but it was pretty cool. So he's got like I said, I think a lot of these guys could do more than what they do, but that's not what got them to the dancing. That's not what's paying the bills for them. So I mean,
that's not what put money in their pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why Nickelback could probably go heavier than they do, but they
Well,
don't.
Well, Chad's brother said he wants to do a
Oh
metal.
yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. I think he'll do it with another project.
He said he wants to do a metal album actually pretty badly. He really wants to do one, but yeah, it wouldn't be with Nickelback. That's not who they are.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like you got a band that's made, just like if we look at Motley Crue in the '80s compared to what they are now, there's no comparison. Dude.
No,
like,
there's absolutely
they're nowhere near what they used to be in 1980s.
Let me get up on that soapbox for a minute.
Go right ahead.
I'm a huge Motley Crue fan. I always have been. My very first concert, I was 10 years old. We were living in New Hampshire at the time. My older brother wanted to go see Motley Crue in Boston because they were opening for Ozzy.
Oh, Jesus.
It was on their very first tour, a cross-country tour. By the time Motley Crue was halfway across country, they were radio sensations, But my mom wouldn't let him go unless he took me.
Always that. Trust me, there's always that older brother take your younger brother trade off. I had to do that shit all the time.
So my very first concert, 1983, was Motley Crue opening for Ozzy.
God damn, man.
Before that, I had to listen to what Mom had on the radio in the car and at the house and shit. So it was like Blondie and the Michael Jackson and Men at Work, which I still like Men at Work, man. I'm sorry, just nostalgia.
Yeah, same.
But on the school bus up there, my brother had his boom box and he was cranking out cassette tapes of like Twisted Sister, Motley Crue, and Wasp.
Mm.
Well, I remember one day I'm sitting in front of the bus, my brother's in the back with all the older kids, and he's cranking out Motley Crue and Twisted Sister on the way to school. Spun my head around, like, what the heck is that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what changed me into metal. I've been a huge Motley Crue fan ever since. I have a Motley Crue wall up in the living room. All 4 autographed 8x10s of the original lineup.
Oh, that's neat.
Vince, Mick, Tommy, Nikki, all 4 of them autographed. On their so-called last tour years ago, we went down to Alpharetta, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, meet Krista and my 2 kids. It was with Alice Cooper and the Raskins, or something like that. After the show, we stopped at a gas station a couple blocks away. And yeah, I did see it, man.
Yeah, I saw the dirt. Yeah.
Yep. Actually have it too. So.
Yeah.
Have the book too.
The book's probably better than the movie.
Yeah, book's pretty good. We stopped at a gas station. We had Krista's, at the time she had a Ford Escape. I had in the back window all wrote up Motley Crue Final Tour 81 to, what was it? Whatever, 2015, 2018, whatever it was. And the guy behind me at the gas pump, you a Motley Crue fan? I'm a lifelong Crue fan. He reached in the back seat of his car and handed me a poster that was only given out to the crew and the stagehands. It is venue specific. I have that framed on my wall with a little wrinkle in it. Yeah, 2014, Kristen, that's right. With a little wrinkle in it, because as I'm getting gas and the guy handed to me, this other dude from the other side came over. Let me see that. And I had a death grip on it. And he literally had his finger on it trying to snatch it out of my hand.
Oh,
so there's a little wrinkle in it, but I still got it.
Yeah.
But
I did the same thing with a drumstick at a Disturbed show once.
Well, I've been a huge Crue fan since the beginning. But through all the lineup changes, Tommy left the band to form Mothers of Mayhem or Method of Mayhem.
Methods of Mayhem, yeah. Methods of Mayhem.
And the chick from Hole filled in on drums. I saw them at Starwood, Nashville. So when John Corabi filled in for Vince when he left, I was still a Crue fan. But now that Mick is gone, they got replaced with John 5. I don't know, man. It doesn't have the same feel, doesn't have the same sound. And now they've gone all AI on it. It definitely is not, to me, Motley Crue.
Yeah.
That's my soapbox on the whole thing.
I don't think they've been Motley Crue since about '97. So,
yeah.
No.
Well, let me ask you this, Dana. Did you actually see Nikki Sixx sign his picture? Because he could have had somebody else autograph it for him.
Oh my God!
Actually, no. We bought it at a pawn shop in Tullahoma.
I'm just kidding. Just
yeah. We actually bought it at a pawn shop in Tullahoma. I mean, but the fact is, I get them all autographed and they're framed. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It's if I could come up with a good Alistair Fiend, if you guys remember their old mascot tattoo, I would already have it. But most of the tattoos you see in Motley Crue are the Dr. Feelgood album, which, it was okay.
Or Theater of Pain. I see a lot of the Theater of Pain.
Theater of Pain, yeah.
But I'd rather have the old Alistair Fiend, if you remember their mascot back in the day.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised you can't find a decent one on Google, though. That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
They're okay, but they're not like the one I had on my T-shirt back in the day.
Oh, okay. I got you. I was
pointing this because I got this 10 old poster right here. It's from the Bark at the Moon 1984 tour, and of course Motley Crue's opening for him at Madison Square Garden. So
right,
that's kind of wild.
Damn it, that would have been a show.
And back then, when they left LA, yeah, they were big out in LA in that area. But by the time they got halfway across the country with that tour with Ozzy, they were mega radio stars.
Mm-hmm.
And the time they got to the East Coast, it was like, holy shit, Motley Crue's coming, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know how many times I've seen them. I've seen them in, of course, Boston, several times in Florida, several times here. But I think the last time we actually saw them was on that final tour in Alpharetta, Georgia.
Mm.
And it was a good show. Alice Cooper killed it that night. The Raskins or Rankins or whatever they were damn good. But the problem with Motley Crue with that opening band, and that opening band ended up suing them.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Well, they were hazing that opening band.
okay.
Yeah, and the opening band got like $1 million or something.
Man.
But they get their money back for what they had to pay to be on the tour. But they put them on so early that nobody was in the seats to see them.
Mm.
So that's kind of a downfall. But I mean, we were there early. There was probably a couple thousand people in the amphitheater there that actually got to see them, and I thought they were really good. But of course, after they went through the lawsuit with Motley Crue, you don't hear nothing about them.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I guess Motley Crue couldn't pull that shit with Godsmack, so.
Right?
So he's like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing I remember out of that story was Sully saying that they come off stage and Motley Crue says, how the fuck are we supposed to follow that dude? He's like, I don't know. You're the fucking headliner.
That is true.
Damn. That's like, you gave me 45 minutes. I did my 45 minutes. Like, hell.
There you go. Get up there and play, man. Get up there and play.
Yeah, I just think Motley Crue got a little bit. I don't think it's really like the whole band, but especially Nicky got a little bit. It got bigger than his hair for sure. He got,
Oh,
damn. That's saying something.
But and I actually like some of his side projects with 6 a.m. I like 6 a.m. They're pretty good. So
6 a.m. was really good, man.
yeah, but I think what they did to Mick was kind of dirty. So
I think so too.
Mick stuff's the newer stuff's like harder than what they're putting out so far. So I mean, he may wind up winning the battle with that one. So.
I think he's definitely won. I think he's definitely won in the court of popular opinion already. Anyway, but
well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't like they kept saying he quit, and he's like, no, I didn't quit. I just told you I couldn't tour anymore. I'm willing to write albums and stuff with you guys. He was like, no, man, you can't do that. You can't do that. You're out.
yeah, I mean, hell,
it's shitty, man. You got this. I mean, to me, like, we would not know Motley Crue as we do today without Mick Mars.
No, absolutely
right.
not.
There's no fucking way.
And I mean, it's been well documented his condition. I mean, his skeleton is basically calcifying.
Yeah.
He's turning into a goddamn statue, and there's got nothing he can do about it.
And I probably know more about the guy than I should, just because the field I was in before. But
right,
which I can't, can't talk about shit like that. But I'm just saying, like,
Chris and I got to see them. Probably 10, 12 years ago at Bridgestone. And they literally had to walk him out, prop him up on stage. Wow. But I mean, he was still shredding, still brought his fucking A game. He just couldn't move.
Right.
But they've always been one of my favorite bands. Always. Every show I went to, I don't care how many people say Vince can't sing. Well, he brought it when I saw him. Brought it every time. But the new shit.
That's all that really matters.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the downfall with this has just been the last couple of years, though. It's not really.
But it was a precipitous.
Oh yeah,
boom!
Yeah, he just fell off the ledge, man. It's like, damn.
When they did that final tour, like Chris has said, 2014, that should have been it.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't have come back. I don't care about how many millions of dollars Live Nation offered them to play with Def Leppard, Joan Jett, and whoever else on that stadium tour last year, before. They should have just said no.
Mhm.
You know, that's
Boy,
my opinion as a
it
fan.
was Poison, wasn't it?
Yes, Poison. Yes.
Yeah, that's who it was. I went blank too. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Which the crazy thing about Poison is I've seen them like several times, but I only went to see them like the 2 times after the initial time I seen them because of who was opening for them. So,
Right.
so because I mean, I didn't
Now,
after I seen them the first time. Like, yeah, I don't care about this.
now, the best concert I actually got to see Poison at was many years ago. My daughter was just born, so 21, 22 years ago. It was at Starwood, Nashville. It was Poison, Skid Row, but not with Sebastian.
No.
It was with Johnny, somebody or other, and Kiss.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that was a good show, but that was to me, I've seen Skid Row, of course, with Sebastian and without.
Mhm.
I actually think that was a better show without Sebastian. Didn't have all the whining and crying and bullshit. You know?
Yeah. Which he's still doing, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My
And
funniest,
he looks like a grandmother now.
my
He kinda does.
my funniest memory of Sebastian was they were on that show with Dr. Drew, and they was like voting people out of the house. and
What
all
was
that
it?
shit.
Celebrity Rehab or whatever?
So I guess it was
Right.
something like that. Then like because Steve Adler, down there OD'd at the fucking ring.
That was Celebrity Rehab. That's what it was.
Yeah, and then like I think they was like voting, trying to take sides or whatever, and it was him and Vanilla Ice. And Vanilla Ice threw him under the bus. That motherfucker went ape shit crazy on the show. He was like, "Flippers, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Rob." And I was like, "God damn!" Oh, dude,
I know Sebastian. I know that Sebastian was on a few episodes of the Trailer Park Boys too.
He did a show several years. Oh shit, probably early 2000s. It was called Supergroup.
I remember that.
Oh yeah,
I do. I remember that.
Yep, and there was the Evan Seinfeld from Biohazard,
Biohazard.
Ted
Yep.
Nugent,
Mhm.
Sebastian, and somebody else. That would have been an awesome band if they could have ever got it going. But
A lot of combustible elements in that,
Mhm.
in that group.
Yeah.
Trying to mix oil and water.
right,
What was that show that Bob? What's his, Chiavardi? He was telling us about some show he was doing, kind of like that.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Can you remember now?
Yeah, I don't remember. Damn it, that's gonna bother me. We'll have to look that up if you aren't already. But yeah,
Yeah.
damn it, yeah. He was telling us about that, and I cannot remember for the life of me.
well, gentlemen, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
So you've been to Malice, one of our shows. You did your
Mhm.
live stream there. You've done live stream once or twice from the church, I forget.
Just once so far.
Okay. At the church, because that's our go-to venue here. If you could change anything, what would you change? Because I want your feedback.
You mean what? Like about the venue itself?
Or about how everything's set up, or
Well, I mean, I don't really have much of a problem with the venue itself. I mean, we had a really good setup. Uh, I guess the only thing I would probably change is I wish we would have had a better sight line.
okay.
But I mean, as far as the actual like the show itself as it was put on, I didn't really have any issue with it. I mean, the sound was fantastic. There was plenty of places for, because I mean, you had like the area where the tables were, so people could sit, and then you had the area where people could stand and watch the show if they wanted to. So I mean, everything was set up well. I think we could have had a better spot to have a little bit of a better vantage point to live stream the performance, but I mean, that's not even a super huge complaint because I think as far as I could tell, everyone could still see what was going on.
Oh yeah.
But I did notice that, because we were kind of off to that one side on the same wall where the sound guy was, even though he was
Right.
on the other side of that archway. There were a lot of people through no fault of their own who were walking in front of the camera back and forth. So I mean, it would have been nice to be away from like the flow of that traffic across the venue. That would probably be my only gripe.
Yeah. I mean, that's something we could like look at too. Is probably getting like a camera to link up to the feed or whatever, and kind of carry it around with us or something. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
That's something we can
So
look
so
into.
yeah, it may not have.
I mean, like I said, like doing stuff like that kind of lets us know where we need to improve on doing stuff like that too. So
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, so that's what I'm saying. It's not really. I mean, it's not even really necessarily like a knock against the venue or anything like that. I mean,
right.
we were kind of just set up off to one side, and you know, like I say, I still think it went off pretty well. Didn't really get
Oh
any
yeah.
complaints, but you asked the question, so that would probably be my only really answer. So I mean, I don't think it was anything really wrong with the venue per se.
Right.
I think it's a
Now,
cool ass. I think it's a cool venue.
I do too.
oh,
I like
dude.
I like the fact they still got the confessions on the other side of the stage and stuff. Oh wait a minute, that's the
Right.
bar. But I mean the same thing. Yeah, you still tell your bartender more than you probably told the guy at the booth anyway. So.
That probably. Probably.
Now, Chris had said the same thing last time that she'd like to be up more towards the front selling the merch, the Metal and Tats merch, which we still have some. So, we're
Get your
probably
shirt.
gonna move
They're
her.
awesome.
Yep.
We're probably gonna move her closer to the front, and we can move you guys over by her on the other side, up near closer to the front near the stage. But I was going by what the owner of the venue told me.
Oh, of course,
But
yeah.
he's open to suggestions now. But that venue isn't just for music. He does like weddings there, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
he does like bingo tournaments.
Oh, I bet
So
those get feisty.
we've seen a cover band there called Black Rose Nation, who aren't no more, unfortunately. But this past Sunday, there was a video shoot for a black metal band there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we didn't get to go. We had things going on, but so he's open for various events. He does like office parties and Christmas parties, whatever. But as far as the metal shows, we pretty much got that market cornered down here,
Mm-hmm.
and that is our go-to venue.
And the guy that runs that's no stranger to running venues either. So
he ran 328 in Nashville for a long time.
Yeah.
And he was I believe he was a bassist himself back in the day.
Okay.
I got a dog barking upstairs.
Yeah.
That's one of our rescue dogs.
Yeah, that 328 was cool. It sucks when places like that go away or get swallowed up or whatever happens to them.
Or just sit and rot like Star was doing.
That still pisses me off to no end.
Yeah, because they tore down the venue and they put condos in there. It's like, and we've talked about this before, but Starwood was an amazing amphitheater.
It was a great place.
They have stuff in there now?
Well, they have condos all around it.
Around it, they do, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
When I went up by it, they had like concrete barriers where you used to drive into.
Yeah, the last time I was up there, they did too. They had those K rails blocking off all the entrances, and they had fences up. Well, what sucks is like if you're driving by, like if you're going up or down Murfreesboro Road, you drive right by the main gate. You can still see on the property where the band's shell was for the amphitheater. You can still see it. And that was, that was in 2006. We're coming up on 20 years that land has been vacant. At this point, it's ridiculous.
But because of the condos, them people that can afford the condos, those kind of people,
Mm.
they don't want that noise in that area. But yet the
Oh,
venue was there first. They moved in after.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Oh yeah, it's stupid. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I wonder why it just sits there though, and like nobody's like bought it and built on it or anything. Like I don't.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised something like a goddamn subdivision didn't go up right on top of it. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen.
Well, hell, even if it's like a strip mall or something, because of all those, if you saying condos and stuff are right there, it would be, it'd be kind of convenient to put strip mall there or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It was just unfortunate the way it happened because like every time I went to that place, it was full.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
for
Every
sure.
time I went, it was full. So it's not. I guarantee you, it wasn't because that place wasn't selling tickets. I
Oh
guarantee
no,
you, it was not
No.
because of that.
It was the surrounding neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
I actually get to see a few shows there over the years. After I moved up here in '95, the first one was called Day Off Fest, and it was Danzig, Sepultura, Biohazard, and Ozzy.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Ozfest '99.
Yeah, I saw all three of my Ozfest there: 99, 2000, 2004.
It
Saw
was
Metallica there. Saw Pantera there twice. I mean,
it said it was a primary venue for 20 years there, from
Yeah, it
86,
was.
86 to 2006.
mm-hmm.
And I mean, like
And
I've seen a bunch of shows there too. So I mean,
I think the last show I saw there was Megadeth open for Motley Crue.
that was the last show there. I think.
I think it
Yeah.
was actually.
Yeah.
I mean, what a way
Yeah.
to go out! But I mean, I
Right.
still don't. I mean,
And,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I also saw the Kiss, Skid Row, and Poison tour there too. So I got to see 4 big shows there. Over, and then
Well,
boom,
there
it
that
was just
explains a lot of
gone.
shit right there. So Starwood grossed only 4.6 million in ticket sales during 2006, and was one of the 4 underperforming venues that Live Nation put up for sale following the season. So there you go. Live Nation had anything to do with
Live
it.
Nation.
The last
they-
show is the last show at Starwood featured Aerosmith and Motley Crue. That's what,
oh, okay, Aerosmith.
Well,
I knew-
Live
I knew-
Nation bought
I
out
knew-
Bonnaroo.
yeah. That's probably why all that shit sucks, man. Like why they sell the shit to? I'm sure the landowners are making the money regardless, but
Right. Oh, gentlemen, it's getting past my bedtime.
yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy, rest in peace, Starwood. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately the carcass is still sitting there rotting in the sun. That's what sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Dana, man, it was great having you on the show. I know we were talking about this for a little while, but I'm glad we were finally able to make it happen. And of course, this is far from the last time we're going to talk. We're going to work together again, and all that good stuff moving forward. And we appreciate everything that. What kind of beer are you drinking? Yeah, guy wants to know what kind of beer you're drinking.
Oh, I'm not drinking beer, brother. Actually, the first drink was a double shot of Malibu with pineapple juice, and then double shot Bacardi with orange juice. And now this second drink is just straight up Mountain Dew, man.
Oh, there you go.
He's a straight up Mountain Dew.
He's all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Right?
Jolly Ranchers.
Come at you like a spider monkey, Chip.
Now, before I go, gentlemen, plug this next show.
Absolutely.
Slinging Ink in the Pit
Yep.
is July 13th, Saturday, Manchester, Tennessee, at the Church of 117. $10 cover, and we have 5 awesome heavy rock and metal bands with 3 tattoo artists and a taco truck. We have No Connection, be the first time playing for us, and they are all teenagers.
Oh,
we're
that's
giving
cool.
we're giving them a shot because nobody else in the area would let them play because of their age. And the drummer, oh wait a minute, no, I think the guitar player, one of the guitar players in No Connection, is the son of the drummer of Chunder.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So we have No Connection, followed by Rattle Trap, thank you, Mr. Gray, Chunder, and a band from right here in Coffee County, Tennessee, To Face a Drink. 3 tattoo artists, They will be doing small little tattoos, just cranking them out. It's $10 at the door. As you can see, the show doors open at 6. Show starts at 6:30. Tacos Del Dragon outside, which you guys know are
Oh,
phenomenal
it's so
tacos,
good. So
right? And we have Andy Aquino running sound. And I first met Andy. He was a bass player in Sedona. Now he's just kind of off doing his sound thing. And, is cash only. Only, of course, we do our setup for PayPal if people don't have cash at the door.
nice. All right. I will
And you
definitely
guys will be there too.
I will definitely be there.
And Guy, yes, please reach out, man. We'll
Absolutely, guy. Yep.
We'd love to have you on, set something up, man. So.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for checking out the show.
And then we can thank Dana again for something else. So.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
I'm always gonna throw bands your way, man.
Yep, we appreciate it, bud.
And 7 Seas Dead, I look forward to working with you hopefully very soon, man.
Hell, we'll all get together at a show one time.
Yeah.
Dana organize it. 7 Cities Dead will play it. We'll live stream it.
There you go.
And you guys have a birthday coming up, what, 2 years? Jason said. We'll be all over that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I was like, yeah, because like I said, we reached out to you guys. Reached out to you to try to see kind of what you did and what was kind of involved in like building up a show, which is a lot of shit. So just in case anybody out there is wondering, yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of planning and all that good shit. So, which I expected, it's
of course,
a lot of money.
Yeah. So, that's why I said, our 5 year like anniversary, I would like to do something like that, but maybe sometime in, late January, early February or something.
Yeah. What was that? Be 26.
Yeah, 2026.
26. Yep.
Which hell, I may not be able to do that because I got a Ireland trip planned that year. So.
Oh, now see, that'll be fun.
So.
There's some good bands over that way, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hopefully we'll catch a show while we're over there, but we'll see.
All right, gentlemen. We have a great night. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, sir, Dana.
Hey, man,
yes,
anytime, bro. You're welcome anytime, man.
Absolutely. Open invitation. Anytime.
And metal for life, man. Always.
Yeah, damn right.
All right. Good night, gentlemen.
All right, bud. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye. That is our good friend, Dana Horne.
Yep. From Metal and Tats. If you
Metal
haven't
and
checked these guys out, they're available. You can join their group or check them out over on Facebook.
Yep, that's right.
Follow them over there.
Follow them over there. Follow us over here.
That's right. Over there.
Yep.
So, just get your like buttons handy.
That's right. Start hitting those like buttons. Like, share, and subscribe, like they say over on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, thanks to Guy at 7 Cities Dead for hanging out with us, and also Jeremy Fitzgerald.
Yep. And for those of you that joined and don't know, we do have our official live stream of music playing, also live radio there. So it's over.
I added some more music to it earlier this evening.
Yep. Stream.trulyradio247.com/8008/stream. That is our internet radio there. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. We appreciate it.
It's cranking right now.
Yep. And I actually added 3 playlists to it this week. So
yeah,
it's building back up. So
yeah, we're both adding to it. So
yeah, which we might need to see where we're at with each other at this point, but I think we still got a little ways to go in between. But
I guarantee you're ahead of me, but I'm trying to get caught back up. So, but yeah, I was adding some stuff to it right before we came on the air here. So yeah, we are working on the rebuild. So.
Appreciate that, Jeremy.
Thank you, Jeremy. Great.
We
appreciate that very much.
We're in the middle of a run here, so we still got 2 more weeks of bands.
Yeah, we've got the next 2 weeks confirmed, and we're working on keeping this live guest streak going as long as we can. So
yeah, like I said, it's kind of like I've said this. I'm like, man, if we get to the point to where we could just do this all the time, I'm good with it. So
yeah,
and that's kind of where we've kind of like hitting a run now. So which is it's fine to me. So
Yeah.
any of you guys are wondering, I will kind of leak next week's to you. We're going to be interviewing a band out of Topeka, Kansas, called Bleed the Victim. If you're
Yep.
not familiar with those guys, they've been around a little bit. They've been around about 12 years. So I mean,
Sure.
they're still, but they're putting out some good stuff, man. That's
Yeah.
man, that freaking EP they just put out, man. Shit,
Oh, it was good.
Like I have been worried about albums this year, and like I think EPs are kind of taking over for the first part of 2024 anyway. So
Quality has been very, very high.
it has. Like I think I'm gonna have a real. Usually I don't have much trouble with EPs, kind of ranking them at the end of the year, but I think I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble this year.
I think you're right. This year's gonna be this one's gonna be tough.
And of course, like everybody's trying to put out EPs now instead of full lengths because
Yeah.
they can.
Yeah, people are.
I think it's because you can put out music more often that way. I think, and
Yeah.
it's new. And it's new, and you can tour off of an EP. So I mean,
You can. Well, and
I don't know why not. I guess, but
yeah. Well, I mean, like you say, our next guest, Bleed the Victim. I mean, they just put out an EP, but like you said, they've been around a little over a decade. So I mean, they got plenty of stuff that they can go around on. Sure.
oh yeah, they got 2 other EPs and another full length. So I mean, they got stuff. Like I said, if you're, the full length really is the big thing. If you got 1 or 2 of those under your belt, I think you could probably get away with just doing EPs the rest of your damn. Oh well, see, Seven Seas Dead knows them, so there you go. It's a top-notch metal.
Top-notch metal band name. Yes, it is.
I thought maybe he knew him from Okay.
No, it is a killer band name though, guy. It
is. Yeah. Down. Yeah, well.
Hey man,
it makes you feel any better. I have problems doing it sober, so.
Yeah, it's Saturday morning. I'm assuming you're at home. You're safe and sound where you are. Hell, fucking knock them back. Who cares?
That's right. Yeah. have a good time. So.
That's right.
Damn. All right, straight. Man. Well, let's see. Well, like I said, thanks again to Aunt Amy, of course, and Jeremy over there. Thanks for subscribing to us over there at YouTube. And Seven Cities Dead. Of course, our guest Dana Horne. Appreciate him. Actually, so he's been talking about it for a while, so I was kind of glad we kind of finally put it together. So,
and he was worried he wouldn't be. He was worried he wouldn't make 2 full hours.
He went over 2 hours.
Here longer than that.
Yeah. So he did pretty good.
But that's the thing is like nobody who comes on has to be on an X amount of time. I mean, if it's 30 or 45 minutes, hell, we've had guests on for 3.5 hours. So, I mean, it's just, we go with the flow and see how long it goes.
We could just get Rick on here from Extinction AD and say, hey man, what's been happening? And we can just sit back and listen.
Yep. Every now and then throw in oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah. Dude, I love that guy, dude. Like I really do. Like Rick is so fucking cool as shit, dude.
Yep.
And to do something like I said, we've talked to some people that wind up being bigger than we thought they were at some point too. Like especially with Extinction AD, I didn't realize they had such a huge following and was touring the world, not just the United States. I mean, they're doing European and tours and all kind of stuff, man. So it's pretty wild to be talking to people that are that have been that deep into the scenes. So.
Yeah. Hell, I think I saw something earlier where Extinction AD is like I think they're kind of driving around right now. I think they had a show tonight.
Probably so.
I think they did.
I seen
either they had a show tonight or they're on their way to one. Because I saw them post something on Instagram on Facebook. It was a band picture of them in front of their van.
Right. So they always post a picture of them in front of their vans.
Yeah, they're either at a venue or they're on their way. Either way, they've got something in the works, right?
That are video and push-ups or something.
That's true. That is true.
But like I said, it's pretty cool to see a lot of these bands doing good things.
Absolutely, man.
Even if we didn't have anything to do with it, it's all good. I mean, I just like to go back and see these bands get huge and be like, hey, I interviewed those guys.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
remember when they had 1,000 followers. Now they got 10 million followers.
Right. Yeah.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yep. Look forward to the day that some of these guys are doing that shit, because some of them are going to get there. I have
Oh, for sure.
all of the confidence in the world that some of these guys are going to get there. I really do.
Yeah, and like I said, age is just a number, man. Because like with the music business, they don't give a shit if you're 20 or 50. I mean, if you're good, you're good. So I mean, you can definitely see a lot of these people because of all these people. We've talked to some young guys too, which is cool as fuck to me.
Oh yeah.
To know that there's bands out there in their 20s. Crazy is what was the one earlier this year? Was it
Eradicated?
Oh yeah, it was last year. Yeah. Eradicated. They were like what 23 and
hell
talking about he'd been doing it for 10 years already. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
it was fuck, who was it? Yeah, it was Eradicated. Talking about how he was sitting in school, like sending emails out to
right
to
to
venues.
Yeah. Everybody else was in study hall. He was sending shit out to
the
venues. So.
Yeah.
And I want to say Ancient Remains were a fairly young band too.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're out there, dude. Like in Halo Scars, I mean, their oldest member is like what, early 30s, mid 30s. I mean, there's plenty of potential there.
Plenty of fuel still in the tank for Halo Scars. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, now you got Keegan don't have to get permission to go out of state anymore. He's 26 now. So I mean,
doesn't have to get his field trip permission slip signed. I need you to sign this and give me $10 for lunch.
But it's actually cool to see that, because we always talk about where the future of metal goes. I mean, that's kind of what we're trying to show people.
Where
it's going and where it's heading. So
yep.
If you're not checking out any of these bands, you definitely need to check them out, man.
It's got to come from somewhere, and I think heavy metal's in good hands.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I do. I think it is.
I think you're getting to a point too where you got bands that are older, like Metallica's and the Testaments and all those guys. They're actually putting out stuff more frequently than they usually would because of kind of the age factor. Just like Tool, James Maynard, he's doing all writing for all three bands right now because he realized he's like what 60. So I mean,
just turned 60. Yeah,
time's ticking, brother. You got to get it all in while you can, man. You can't wait 13 years to put out another one. You'll be 73. So it's like,
chop. Yeah.
So it's good. It's good for the fans to get not have to wait that long.
Yeah.
Metallica's bad about that too, 6-8 years, but I think they're already writing stuff because I think they're realizing, okay, we need to get a lot more stuff out while we can. So, of course, I mean, they can retire today and not be hurt for nothing. But still.
No, absolutely not. They could literally just never play another note of music, and they will be just fine for the rest of their lives.
The bad thing is that they didn't, all their streams would probably spike because they wouldn't be playing music anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is crazy.
Like all of their they would probably have album sales go through the roof and everything else. If they just say, yeah, we're done. No more. See ya. Bye. Sure. But I did see something it may have been on Blabbermouth where James was talking about, he's like, I've been writing a lot of stuff here lately. So, and Kirk is always knocking around riff ideas as long as he doesn't lose his fucking phone. So, I mean, it could be, 72 Seasons came out last year, let's say maybe 2027, maybe we see another Metallica album.
Oh no, it'll be before then.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
You taking the under on that?
I'm taking the under on that one.
Okay. I mean, I would be all for it. If it came out in 26, I'd be all for it. I'm just, trying to give them a little bit of leeway, basic, but I still don't think it's going to be I still don't think they're going to wait till 2030 or something stupid.
No. I think we'll see something, if not by the end of next year or probably. Yeah, I think we'll see something by the end of next year.
Kiss is on farewell tour number 89. You're right. They just finished, and now they're going to have fucking avatars.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I guarantee you, I am not, and I know some Kiss fans will disagree with me, but I am not. If it was me, I would not be paying like $200 to go see avatars of Kiss play. No fucking way.
No, hell no. I thought they were talking about getting some younger musicians to like a cover band type thing to keep their stuff going, but
See, that's what I thought, but
and then like
they
hand the name off and everything, just let them keep going. Because I mean, you're not selling it; you're just letting them use the name. So I mean,
right.
you know, you're still going to be making money off of it. So
Oh, there's no way Gene Simmons would let anything happen with Kiss that wouldn't benefit his pocketbook.
oh yeah, no doubt. Dana said he his hands on Eddie Trunk's phone with all the contacts he
Oh
had.
no shit, yeah. Who you telling? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
without a doubt.
Him or Lou Brutus.
Him too.
That'd be even more. You know, I think Lou's probably been doing a lot longer than Eddie. So
Man, probably. But yeah, either or, that'd be fine.
they're the only two that I can think of right now. That Jose Mangini. I lost some respect for him. What he did to one of the shows a while back. Took a bigger payout, which I mean, you know, good for you, but you already committed to a previous show. I mean, you shouldn't be doing. If you already committed to it, then you
That's right.
should
Yeah,
be backing out, taking a bigger payday. That's kind of
yeah, that's kind of shitty.
Lou Bruce was a DJ in town. Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
Oh, see, that's cool.
Yeah, but I don't remember that. I ain't that old yet, Dana. So
Hey, Dana still has the link to the show. He could very well just pop back in here. So I mean,
hey, motherfucker, I gotta let him in though.
well, that is true.
He said, "Damn it."
That is true.
He didn't give me a lot of material while he was live, so.
Yeah,
that was a fun interview though, man. I like get Dana, you know, and I've told him before if you ever wanted to come on here and talk the news and stuff with us, I mean, he's always welcome to. So I mean, ain't no big thing. I always like to have a third person perspective on things sometimes.
Sure.
Most of the time, me and you agree on everything, but sometimes we don't.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I mean, as far as metal goes, yeah, we're pretty much on the same page on most things.
Yeah. I was just talking about story wise. When we read some of the stories, we're kind of in sync on a lot of what we think about certain stories. And I mean, sometimes we're a bit different, but not often. So.
No, not really.
It'd be cool to get somebody to try to argue with us, I
guess. And Dana's probably like, I'll argue with you.
Yeah.
even if
he don't believe in what he's arguing about. Yeah.
Right? It's just to be the contrarian.
Oh, I've done that on Facebook. Just be arguing with motherfuckers for like ever, and I'm just like, dude, I'm just fucking with y'all. I don't even know anything about this shit.
Just to push buttons. Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually got deleted for doing that. So.
Well,
deleted and blocked me. I'm like, come on, man, really? Let's fucking with it.
That's kind of funny.
It's like boo hoo. I'm deleting you off Facebook. Oh my god.
Yeah. Ouch. Whatever will I do?
You may not have to see your stupid ass fucking shit no more. Awesome.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times I like look at stuff and realize I didn't realize I was even still friends with some of these people. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Especially when stuff pops up and it's like somebody's birthday, and I'm like, damn, they're still on here. Like, I done pissed some of the people that I think I pissed off. Never get pissed off. It's always the people that you think would be able to take a joke. You know, it's like
right, yeah.
Like, wow, really? Okay, whatever.
That's true.
I got too much things going on in my life to worry about somebody.
Exactly. Jason's mustache isn't long enough.
Long enough to ride. That's all that matters.
Only one person has to really care about that.
Right. Stubble versus stubble ain't no fun, man.
Yeah, friction. Friction going on.
All right, we're getting into another whole different podcast now. So
yeah, we are. Yeah.
So check us out on our OnlyFans. I'm just kidding. You want to talk about shit?
Yeah, no. But yes, I mean, speaking of, you guys can you check out the radio station. Like I said earlier in the show, metalheadsuniteusa@gmail.com is our email address. Follow us on YouTube. Come on over to the Facebook group and send us a membership request. The Facebook page is public. The Facebook group is a little more active. I do try to make sure that I'm sharing to both, but the Facebook group is a little more active. Follow us on X, on Twitch, on Instagram, on Rumble, on TikTok. I believe that's all of them.
Find all the previous interviews and our playlist over on
On
Spotify.
Spotify, absolutely. Well, yeah. So you guys have plenty of time to. You guys will have plenty of time to catch up on the playlist. Considering that if we we keep doing these live guests, we won't have a theme of the week segment. So I mean,
Right? Yeah.
we still have one that we've been sitting on for 5 weeks. So I mean,
Oh, dude, I got a damn list of about 20 over here. So
oh, I'm sure
that we're probably never going to get to. So we
we
may just have
may.
to throw one together at some
Yeah,
point.
we may. We may not. So who
Yeah.
knows? But
We may just throw at this point. We may just throw that one together we already did. So what the hell is Rumble? Rumble is a video platform similar to YouTube that doesn't.
doesn't censor you based on
Yeah,
your political affiliations.
right. So kind of like the Twitter of video, I guess. So,
Yeah, basically.
so,
Yeah.
but
But
that's and Dana, that's honestly where we have most of our viewers from. So
yeah.
so it's pretty wild. But that's where the metal is getting out to most. It's
Mhm.
crazy on Rumble. So of all things, but you know what? If you're not there, you don't get you don't get
That's right.
noticed. So
That's right.
it's kind of like the lottery. You don't win if you don't play. So
That's true. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, guy. Yeah, check out the radio station, and
yep.
if any of you guys want any songs added, let us know. We'll get them on there.
Yeah, we're always like I said, we're always adding. So just drop a line somewhere and let us know. So all right.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
it's literally just rumble.com. I mean,
Yep.
it's
Never heard of Rumble. Yeah, so
Yep.
yeah, Rumble was kind of the I think it came out around the same time as that. What was the Dan Pagino app that came out and they took it down because of what was it called?
I can't remember.
Something with a P, didn't it?
Maybe
Can't remember now.
I can't remember either, but
Yeah, it was anyway. It came out about the same time, and then that one lived, and they shot him down, of course, because he was telling the truth about things since he was
Mhm.
he was a Secret Service agent
Secret Service agent.
for many years, so he kind of has seen things that he probably can't talk about. So
Yeah, probably best that he doesn't.
well, yeah, at this point, I mean, they're already after him for other things. So,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's that?
I can't remember.
I got to look it up now because I can't remember.
Rebirth, say my name. The dude killed the light. Oh shit! All right.
Oh, okay, he's sending to add stuff.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm write these down. Hang on.
Yeah, damn, I can't remember the name of it.
Rebirth. The dude. Which, by the way, Dana, I haven't watched it yet, but I did find that video from the dude of that cover that they did. I'm gonna check that out here in a little bit. The one that they did for
Okay.
for your wife. So I'm gonna check that out.
It was Parlor. That was the name of it.
That's it. Yep.
Okay, so let me look real quick because I did add some dude stuff on there the other night.
Okay.
Let me make sure that was not the song.
Well, I mean, I've got them written down either way, so I mean, we could definitely get them put on there. So, and Guy, like if there's something that you want us to get out there, if there's a single or something, or if it's just like if you're gonna give us carte blanche, just throw something on there, just let us know. But I think check out my band. They're really called.
Maybe I didn't. Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Thought there was
Take this
something
to
on
my
that.
grave. Yeah. See, perfect.
Actually, I've listened to that already, so it's pretty good shit.
Well, there we go.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember how I got. Like I said, that's what I was saying. I thought maybe I tried to talk to these guys before or something, maybe, but I can't remember. I think Dana brought it up, and then maybe I don't know. We were talking about it. Yeah.
Well, regardless, I'm gonna check it out for sure. Absolutely gonna check it out.
Yeah, I think we can actually we can add those things to the.
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's
do it. I'll get it done tomorrow. If you don't do it tonight, because I mean, as soon as
No, I'm not doing anything tonight.
I'm about to say here in just a minute, I'm going to bed. So,
Yeah, you're probably wasted at this point. So.
yeah. So I mean,
All right, man. Well,
all right,
thank you
guys.
Thanks again, Dana, for joining us, and thanks again for everybody in the chats.
Thanks to Guy. Thanks to Jeremy. Thanks to Amy coming by as always.
Mhm.
Check out Metal and Tats. Check out Seven Cities Dead.
Yep. Yep.
Jeremy, take care, buddy.
And hopefully we'll see you back here next week for Bleed the Victim next Friday night. So
10:00 on Friday.
next one will be on Saturday, though, just so you know. Just so be prepared.
Yeah, the one after that. Yep.
Yeah.
European band.
Yep. Another European.
Yep.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one. Hopefully we'll see you back here next week. Till then, keep those horns held high. Jump in that pit anytime you can.
Thank you, guys. Have a great week.